It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and ding, ding, ding. You all here for the fights, folks. Dale Hellestray, everybody.
Good morning, Steve. Boy, it's been a long time since you rang out the good morning. Yeah, this getting up early, taking a shower once a week, and getting here early and doing your show on Tuesdays just kind of revitalized you.
Take a shower every day.
I check your water bill. No, you don't.
Oh, no. You don't see my water bill then, because I got it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how I used more water in this last period when I was out of town for a week and a half than I did any other time. I'm trying to figure this out because of stupid price increases, man.
Everything's going up,
So
Steve.
stupid. It's ridiculous.
Just make it once every 2 weeks.
No, you don't know me at all. I'll take 70 showers before I take 0. I'm not ashamed of that at all. Yeah, I use more water per day than I did this section than I did this time last year. What's the difference? Nothing's changed in our lives. Kids take the same amount of showers. I take the same amount of showers.
Wow.
Pool's the same. It's not like I added one. The electricity bill, I understand being a little bit higher because I have to plug my car in. But the water bill, that makes 0 cents. 0 cents, City of Mesa.
Water's
0
water.
cents.
You know what I'm saying, Steve?
Maybe with our heat, my pool's evaporating more, so it's using more water. Maybe it's that. I'm going to be 80 by Friday, man.
Is it really?
So they said, pushing 80 by Friday.
Boy, I'm going to have to start hydrating for golf.
and sunscreen.
Well, I hope it's in mid-70s next week.
Yeah, the big week next week.
Yes,
What's your schedule like next week?
I love when people, oh yeah, I'm going to miss a couple days.
You always
I got
do.
to tell you.
Mm-hmm. You always do.
No, I think I'm only going out on Thursday.
Only on Thursday.
Thursday, Sunday. We don't do a show on Sunday, do we?
No, we don't. You're good on Sunday. Well, this Sunday we're going to. That's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to have a surprise show.
Oh, are
break down
you?
the Super Bowl for 6 hours before it kicks off.
You're going to drive down here? You can drive down here to do it?
I might do it from the house if you're not going to do it with me. I'm just kidding. We're not doing a pre-Super Bowl party because I usually go to the Open on Sunday as well.
Do you? Okay.
And relax out there. I don't get the hookup tickets, like somebody does anymore. All my hookups went out of business.
Yeah, there used to be a few of those laying around there, didn't there?
So Waste Management next week.
Yes, it's upon us.
Ooh, you're even going to blow Holmberg's show off on Thursday, too?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's right. I mean, he blew you off last week.
I'll just tell him my throat is a little scratchy.
Blew you off yesterday on top of it?
Yeah, he wasn't off. He just...
No, I said he blew you off yesterday.
He thinks he's the kingpin over there. I told him, I said, oh, boy.
I heard a rumor that he's moved days to Thursday. So that means you have to come back here twice on Thursday? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'll be here early, and then I'll be here late.
Maybe I won't be. Let's just start with that.
Well, that all is up for in the air unless you decide we're not doing it.
Yeah, well, that's true. So Dale's going to be like, hey, just call him and say the studio's not available tomorrow. If you don't know, we produce their sports podcast that him, Nash, and Holmberg does here. We produce that for him here as well and everything. So usually it's on Tuesdays.
Yep. Usually everything fits seamlessly together, and that's why Steve's kind enough to come in and do his business show beforehand.
Yeah, that's why I do the morning. Well, I wanted to do the morning show in the morning, too, a business show in the morning. I've always had a vision of a morning business show and an afternoon business show.
Really? Okay.
And I just, we always did afternoon because before in the past we had a morning show here that, quite frankly, got fired, moved on with his life, doing whatever he's doing now. And everything, so I couldn't do a morning one. So it was always afternoon was the only time I could do it. That's kind of like my passion project. I just like doing that one for fun. I think so. I was like using that as my excuse to do it in the morning. So tomorrow we're going to do another business show in the morning. I think I like doing it in the morning more than I like it in the afternoon. For me personally, doesn't mean we won't go back to an afternoon one. It'll just be somebody else will be hosting it, type of a situation. Because I'm not doing 2 in a day. That's ridiculous. That's too much. That's too much me especially with the pit stops starting back up here as well. We got maybe racing coming up with all that storm going through
Oh, that's
Charlotte.
right.
The Clash is kind of, they say it's still going to go, but all that weather going through the East Coast right now and stuff like that, we're not sure if the Clash is going to go off. So all part of the fun, right? And what we have to deal with. So if you're a racing fan, follow at the Pit Stop Talk on social media as well and get all the updates there as we go through that. But Dale, you're going to go golfing today. We have Coach Sheehan coming on at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And you're already anticipating not wanting to hear his BS about the Bears. So you're like, I got to leave early.
I think I'm going to ask him one more Bears question and then just walk off.
It was quite the night around town here. Look, football's wrapped up. I was seeing some stuff yesterday that people are starting to call the Patriots the worst Super Bowl participant in the history of the sport.
Really?
Yeah. I told you, all the focus is going to be on the Patriots the next 2 weeks. Zero focus on the Seahawks. I think next week it'll change. You'll start to see people talk about it, but at least early talk here, people are either going to be hyping up the Patriots or they're going to be severely hyping them down because there is a possibility they're going to get blown out in this thing. If you look at, all the stuff behind it, if you want to believe those narratives.
Right.
But yeah, I saw that yesterday. A national show made the case that they are the worst participant in Super Bowl history.
How on earth can they make that case when we have a team here?
Because they played one day. Well, no. The Cardinals got a lot of breaks in 2008 to get there.
No, and they were 9-7,
9-7,
or
I
8-8.
think. Yeah, I don't even know if they were 9-7. I don't even remember that far back. I like to forget that. And they were a minute something away
From winning the Super Bowl.
Took a Ben Roethlisberger to whatever his name is. I prefer not to remember it. Toe tap.
Yes.
Play there, to lose that Super Bowl. And then, so I'm watching that all day yesterday, and then yesterday afternoon it leaks. It leaks. You can't tell me this wasn't done on purpose to embarrass somebody. You don't know how the process works, Dale? This bothers the crap out of me. I talk all the time about college football playoff committee. We need to get rid of the people sitting on Barca loungers watching these games and then arbitrarily saying who's into the college football playoffs and who's not. It's stupid. It's a joke. Often their reasoning behind it is stupid. Nobody enjoys it. Nobody likes it. Everybody thinks it's dumb what they say. Nobody believes them. And we're in that same way. Like Major League Baseball's, Hall of Fame voting system, everybody knows is a stupid joke. It's just a bunch of old guys with cigars saying, oh, that guy's a jerk to me, so I'm not putting him in. My revenge to him because he was a jerk to me because I'm a fat slob and can't smoke my cigars like I used to in the game and everything. We know baseball's been a joke for a lot of years.
Right.
Okay, now abolish the Hall of Football. I don't care who the other three guys are that gets in. They don't even announce it here for another week, officially. But you hear Bill Belichick doesn't make the Hall of Fame. I don't care what your reasoning is an absolute joke of a system. NFL should put him in immediately. There shouldn't even have been a vote. I understand there's controversy behind him. I don't care.
The one thing that the Football Hall of Fame has always had is it doesn't really matter what you do off the field.
The only other time I remember controversy was when Lawrence Taylor was getting voted into the Hall of Fame. And there were people, one local guy who's no longer with us, so I don't want to bash him, but Schoenfeld was very adamant that he doesn't get in because of his off-the-field stuff, Lawrence Taylor. And he eventually lost that battle, and they were like, we don't do that.
Right.
So this is the second time that there might be others, I don't know. But you have to get up and advocate for people. This is how they do it. You get up, somebody gets up and they advocate for somebody to be voted in.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumors are one guy got up and advocated against him getting in. I have never seen my respect for somebody. And keep in mind, I was a big Jonathan Gannon fan going into this year. But that's coaching. That's not personal. But I've never seen somebody fall so far from grace in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes like we saw yesterday with Bill Polian. That guy is a legend in NFL circles.
Yeah.
And the way he's handled this, Bill Belichick not getting in, has been an absolute joke of a thing. And Bill Polian, you are a jealous, old weasel of a man. And I had tons of respect for you. I thought you were one of the greatest GMs of all time.
Yes.
You are a coward now in my eyes because of what you pulled 2 weeks ago in this voting. It's just an absolute joke. And then his comments afterwards made it even worse.
I didn't even see his comments afterwards.
So if you don't know the story here, but so Bill Belichick reportedly, they haven't even announced it.
Right.
But Robert Kraft is going to get in because there's 3 people are getting in. Everybody else is out. That's basically what we know right now. Robert Kraft is going to get in. That is there. And I don't know. Then you got that debate, coach, owner. Do they both get in at the same time? So I could actually understand there could be an argument of, well, the owner set it up, so the owner should go in first, not the coach. I could understand that. Nobody's saying that. So Bill Polian, reportedly, it's been said
Yes.
that Bill Polian stood up in these things and advocated to the voters he should be out because of Spygate and Deflategate. Are the 2 reasons he should be withheld from this year and not be it for. Because there is, in Hall of Fame circles, there's a pecking order. First-time Hall of Famers, like if Larry gets in this year, which he should, being a first-time Hall of Fame ballot guy, that puts him on a pedestal in the Hall of Fame over the guys that get in at 9th, 10th time. Or
We hear about it all the time in baseball, the fact that, he's not a first ballot
Yes.
Hall of Famer.
But
He's
he's
a
a
Hall of Famer,
Yeah,
but not a first ballot.
because you hold it up at different levels.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So Bill Polian stands up and advocates because of Deflategate and the other thing. Then he goes on to one network out there, SI, Bill Polian. And then in that interview, he goes, "Oh, no, I voted for him. I didn't advocate against it. I actually voted." He said to SI, I voted for Bill Belichick. And he goes on another network later on and goes, "Well, I definitely voted for Kraft. Definitely voted for Kraft." To be honest, I don't remember if I voted for.
Really?
So he's changed his story. He knows the heat that's coming his way. He knows that he just endangered. By the way, he's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And he's holding himself up in these regards. He couldn't beat the Patriots.
Right.
And this is his revenge. What a weasel of a man. And Bill Polian, in my eyes, no longer one of the greatest GMs, if not the greatest GM of all time. Garbage human being, in my opinion. Now
He rebuilt 2 programs, Bills and the Colts.
Yeah, people don't know that he
Yeah.
was the guy that built the Bills up
Yep.
originally.
Wow. I did not know that. You know, it's interesting because I heard all the talk yesterday, last night, and this morning.
I know you responded to my tweet and go, "Wait, what'd I miss?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Check it out."
And you know what's fascinating to me is I've always said the Deflategate is that's so much bunk about nothing in my mind.
I think they were just going after them because it was like the second cheating
And I heard
deal.
somebody this morning say that, you know what, the Spygate thing, NFL couldn't punish them enough, they thought.
That's what I
So they got retribution the second
That's
time.
what I think.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what I think because Deflategate was such a nothing.
Yeah.
And to overreact, I mean, punish them for it if you catch them. But what they did to the point where they're taking Brady's taking them to court,
Yeah.
all of that shenanigans. So I do believe that. But here's the other side of it on Spygate. I do believe Spygate was so bad. They found a loophole in the system, and the NFL couldn't punish them for it because they found the loophole. And it wasn't against the rules. It wasn't against the rules at the time. And the
Right.
NFL's like, "Oh crap, we can't do it." So then they destroy all the tapes because it was bad. They were recording everything. And so I do believe that. But then the NFL's like, "We can't go after him for this.
Right.
We have all this proof, but proof of what? They didn't break any rules. They just were smarter than everybody else."
Yeah.
So the NFL destroys all the tape, and that's where Deflategate comes in. I do honestly believe that, Dale.
Yes.
100%. But I mean, this is a man that has 6 Super Bowls, 9 conference championships, 31 playoff wins, 302 regular season wins, and 333 total wins. That doesn't include his 2 Super Bowls with the Giants as a defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells. Right, we're not even counting that at this point. I don't care who else is on the ballot. A coach like this gets in regardless, first ballot Hall of Famer. Here's the interesting thing, because people do bring up Deflategate. Well, they cheated, Steve. Okay, they cheated. After they got caught with Deflategate, after the Spygate situation, they won 100 games, Bill Belichick did, after that, including the postseason.
Right.
Obviously, 3 Super Bowls. He won 2 of those after the 2 cheating scandals and everything. That alone would put you in the Hall of Fame.
Jimmy Johnson's in with 2 wins and coaching 8 years?
Yeah. It is so bad of a move here that this is what I kind of enjoyed yesterday. Everybody that votes, people are outing. These are all your voters. Literally, people are running to their computers to say they voted for him. They're just like, I voted for him.
Oh, it something like this, it will come out, don't you think?
It's going to be out in about a week when they announce it. People are going to get held to the deal. This is an absolute joke. It doesn't matter who else is on the ballot. That's my argument. Doesn't matter who else was on the ballot. Bill Belichick. Now, some people don't vote for coaches because they're like, coaches aren't instrumental. It's the players that should go in first. People do have that idea, you know.
But don't coaches have a separate category?
Yes, that's the argument.
I mean, you're not taking a place of any
it's not
player.
like this guy didn't get in because you put him in. I don't know. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen yesterday. And this is how dumb it is, folks. I cannot stand Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I want to be clear about that. And the NFL's Hall of Fame committee is so asinine that I'm sitting there yesterday hanging up Bill Belichick posters in my room. Like, all of a sudden, I'm the biggest Bill Belichick defender. I'm doing shrines to him.
Incense.
It's like, what are you doing here? You messed up that badly yesterday that now I'm defending a man I can't stand.
Does not make a whole lot of sense.
So, Dale, I think there's hope for you to get in still. If they're keeping guys like him out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is on top of, folks. This is on top of having to dwindle so far down the quarterback ranks for the Pro Bowl that you end up with Shedeur Sanders to get in. Or a Shedeur Sanders-like quarterback to get in. Like I said, Shedeur Sanders isn't to blame for this.
No, it's his bigger name. Yeah.
But that's on top of Shedeur Sanders getting into the Pro Bowl. Then you find out Bill Belichick's not getting in. What is happening out there? I don't know what's happening in this country anymore, folks. We've all lost our minds.
It will be fascinating when it's officially announced and people start scrambling and running for the hills.
So, and then Robert brings up this point. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670, as well as at TME Sports Show on X as well. Because this is the interesting thought here. I saw a lot of people kind of talking about this yesterday. If they punish Belichick for Spygate and Deflategate, that mean Brady's a first-time Hall of Famer?
A first ballot, yeah.
A first ballot Hall of Famer? Okay, here's my theory on this. Kraft and Brady get in first ballot. Belichick does not, because Belichick rubbed people the wrong way as a coach. And then on top of it, that's the excuse you can use.
And that's the one, and that's the one thing. You know, you hear about that in baseball. Oh, this guy wasn't media friendly,
like Barry Bonds,
whatever. Yeah. But in football, you never heard that. And Bill did. It was a combination of his personality and his how many times he won the damn Super Bowl.
We're moving on to Cincinnati.
Oh.
Yeah, if he didn't win as many Super Bowl, get to the Super Bowl as much as he did, people
Right.
wouldn't care. People would be like, what a jerk, but
Right.
oh well, whatever. Yeah, it's a combination of both, and it's an absolute travesty. And then I can understand media members being idiots, right? We're all just a bunch of whatevers, you know. Say whatever you want about us. It's probably true. But for Bill Polian to stand up and take a personal vendetta because he was held back by them. I got news for you, man. You didn't lose all those games in the Colts world because they were Spygate or Deflategate. You lost because you just weren't good enough to get past them.
That'd be like Phil Mickelson gets into the Hall of Fame, Golf Hall of Fame, and then
Keeps Tiger
Tiger
out.
comes on the ballot and
Seriously.
is mad at him because if
That's
Tiger
good.
wasn't around, Phil would have been the kingpin.
That's a good analogy there.
Hey, Tiger was out the course. He's cheating
can-
on his wife.
You can even say Bill Belichick was one heck of a GM on top of it. Maybe that's where Bill Polian's kind of taking exception to it. He's like, I worked hard at this.
No, that is something else. An old crotchety. And I like Bill Polian. I played for him. Liked him. Good personality. I've run into him over
at
the
the
years.
Bills, right? At the
Yeah.
Bills. Yeah, people don't know that. He actually rebuilt the Bills and made them those Super Bowl contenders.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, went to the Colts and then did it there with the help of Peyton Manning. I mean, he's been propelled up because of his players. I mean, there's a pretty dang good players on that Bills team.
Yes.
Pretty dang good quarterback, all-time great on that Colts team, and Marvin Harrison and those guys and stuff like that. And he got propped up, but all of a sudden we got to keep Bill Belichick down. I'm just shocked at. Maybe I shouldn't hold it against him. I don't know. Maybe his mental facilities aren't all there. How's Bill Polian? It's got to be approaching 90.
I wonder how old he is.
How young was he? Was he a young, spry guy? And
He was a young, back in '85, young whippersnapper.
I'm gonna look it up here real quick. 83 years old. Maybe he's not all there mentally, so I got to be careful on what we say here, right? But it's just that's what disgusts me more. Because if the media people kept Belichick out, it's not the right thing to do, and we can make fun of them and shame them. But a guy inside the rule of football couldn't beat that guy. I'm going to keep him out. That is a level of petty that the Hall of Fame has no business being involved with. And he made it worse by going and talking to two different media outlets and screwing it up. You voted 2 weeks ago is when you voted on this spot. And he's like, I honestly don't remember if I voted for Belichick.
Well, that's a long time ago. Do you remember what you did two weeks ago?
I can tell you this. I would know who I would vote for. I voted for in a Hall of Fame vote. I might not remember a lot of things, but I'll remember who I punched. Especially when you go, I definitely voted for Kraft. So you remember voting for him, but you can't remember who you voted for, for Belichick. I'm just disgusted by this whole process. I'm disgusted that they made me now become a giant Bill Belichick fan and defender out there. And I'm disgusted by the whole thing. It's disgusting what the NFL is making us all do out there. We all rallied behind Bill Belichick yesterday, and we will rally behind Bill Belichick moving forward. Not on my bingo card for 2026. So anyway, that was my yesterday, being outraged by that. And Dale was like, what did I miss? Hey, the big question I got for you, where'd you guys end up going last night since Zips isn't reopened yet?
We actually decided, hey, wait, if it's not open, we're not gonna.
You didn't meet up?
No.
You just ditched if Zips ain't open, I ain't hanging out with you guys. Wow. That sounds like a me move. If I don't get my way, I'm not going to go meet you.
Bill Polian is 83 years old.
Yes.
And he looks tired. He looks tired.
He did. I saw a picture of him yesterday with his jacket on. I don't know what it was from, and I was like, oof. Like that's why I was wondering if he was pushing 90. Because I was like, ooh, like he looks pretty
Yeah,
old,
so he's like early 40s when he took over the Bills general
Isn't that
manager.
amazing? When you knew him and he was picking you,
Yeah.
well, when he was letting you go in free agency.
No, I'm just wondering who was his most famous draft pick? Do you think
It's got to be
Peyton Manning? Do you think it was because he didn't pick Jim Kelly?
No.
Is it Hellestray or is it Peyton Manning?
Was he the guy that drafted you?
He was. I think he's assistant general manager.
I would say he wasn't the actual general manager at that point.
Right. I forget who the guy's name was.
Yeah, so he didn't get Andre Reed. He didn't get
Bruce Smith.
Bruce Smith. He didn't get any of those. So he just walked in. He just walked in and took over when all those guys were already there. Hellestray was already there.
The foundation.
Maybe that's why he doesn't get the credit as much for the Bills as he does the Colts.
Well, plus they didn't win one, which I still think is the dumbest thing ever.
I thought they didn't win one.
No, that they. Are
I say you
considered
beat them one
losers.
year. You can't feel bad. You could have given up your Super Bowl.
We
for
actually
them.
beat them twice. Dude.
Was it twice? You could have given up one of yours for Buffalo.
And just think, the day that they let me go as a free agent or become a free agent,
Yeah.
I was sad.
Yeah. And then the next time you saw him,
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
celebrating galore.
very
out
happy.
there.
Boy, your boy Mikey Sheehan is up bright and early this morning.
Oh, is he? Oh, is he tweeting or whatever?
Yeah, he says my shirt,
Oh,
flowers and fuchsia, and he even spelled fuchsia right.
wow. First of all, fuchsia. Huh?
Yeah,
I like to call it pink. Yes.
I'd say more purple, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, he said it's Dallas's shirt is Dale's shirt, flowers and fuchsia.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
it is.
I'm surprised that a guy from Kingman.
I like how he texts our phones.
Yeah.
Well, we know why he's fuchsia. People from Kingman. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. Do you think they even know what fuchsia is up there?
It's probably what the inside of their house is.
Oh, I think everything's black, white, rocks, dirt.
It's dirt. I can't believe you blew off your friends because Zips was closed last night.
Well, and we've already decided if we, because it's wild how many there are of those zips.
Yeah, they're everywhere. You throw a rock
and how easy and you just always, it's like a McDonald's. You always know what you're going to get.
Yes.
The food tastes the same. They have the same drinks.
Yeah,
and
it's same gross
it's
food.
it's comfortable. But one thing I won't do is be paying with a credit card.
Yeah, I
anymore.
know exactly. Cash only. man.
Cash only.
Cash only. Like I said, I'm not. It was funny too because somebody yesterday was on I saw them on my feed. And they were just talking about how much they love Zips and we need this and we need that. We need that. I'm not the biggest Zips fan. Like I don't go out of my way for it. When we were at Park Central, I ate there a lot, but that's because it was that or Jimmy John's or Mod Pizza and
Right.
no thanks. So I would go in there a lot and get wings or whatever and just hang out.
Yeah, their
between
wings
shows.
are damn good.
Shows or whatever, but I don't think I've been to a Zips since there or whatever. And I almost like typed out like I'm just not a big Zips guy. But I was like, yeah, let's avoid that.
That's more controversial than Bill Belichick.
Let's not put that out in the public sphere of the social media internet for that, especially right now with them being closed and everybody's in an uproar about them being closed because they can't eat there. But yeah, it's just. I mean, I've just never been a giant fan of theirs. But I also realize, like, I'll go there. I don't have a problem going there. It's just I don't just go, hey, let's go to Zips. But I also realize there has to be some popularity if they have 15 restaurants.
Yeah, and I was thinking about we were talking about it last night. You don't ever walk into one after 5 o'clock and there not be quite a few people
Yes,
in there.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the one at Park Central used to be busy at lunchtime.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so it's
I either had to be there like at 11
Yeah.
or like after 12:30
right.
because it would just be packed in that area and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was just funny though. I was like, oop, nope. Like I used to be the funny guy because I used to actually not like Chick-fil-A a lot. I know, it's hard to believe, right? I only get like one thing at Chick-fil-A. I actually don't particularly care for it. But I used to say that to people like as a joke. People would be like, "Oh my God, Chick-fil-A is the greatest thing ever," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I don't really care for it. Really not. It's really not that great."
Well, yeah, you'll go eat at Texas Roadhouse 6 nights a week.
First of all, once every couple weeks.
No, I've heard you do it back to back.
There was. I don't do it. I don't do anything back to back. I'm to the point where like I did Chick-fil-A today. Tomorrow, if I don't eat at home breakfast, it'll be McDonald's. I rotate them because I just can't go back to back. People start judging. The workers start going, you want us just to give you an application?
The usual, Steve.
Yeah. That happened for a while at McDonald's. The lady's not there anymore. I haven't seen her in about a month and a half. But yeah, there'd be a time I'd pull up and she'd be like, what would you like today, Steve? The usual? I'd be like, yes, please. This isn't Steve.
Put a disguise on. Steve, I know your car.
There was a time when I left the corporate world and I was just working on my business and stuff like that. Where I'd go to Chili's like almost every day. But that was because they had the like $10 lunch menu. You can get a burger or fajitas or whatever for like $10. So I'd go in there all the time and you'd fill up for $10. Sweet. Yeah, woohoo. And I knew like everybody in there. And then then you start to get sick of it, right? After a certain time, you're like, yeah, that's kind of, even though it's $10, I'm just tired of eating there. I've had everything on the menu, whatever. And then people working there started to leave, either transfer to the stores or move or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, I don't like the new people. So that was my excuse to stop
Oh,
going
wow.
in there.
I thought maybe the new people, you can run them ragged for a little bit. You're not as bad as David Nash. He literally told me one day, well, Whataburger had 99-cent Whataburgers.
I thought it was McDonald's, the Whopper or something.
No.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it was Whataburger, 99-cent Whoppers, and he said for an entire year, he said he'd sometimes eat up to 7 a day.
Yeah. I thought it was a Whopper or something. But yeah, one of those sandwich places. Yeah. Yeah.
And we were out golfing one day, and we were like on the 7th hole,
$12 a day, man, if you eat 12 of them a day.
and he pulls a Whopper out of his golf bag. I said, "What are you doing?"
That's so gross.
He said, "It stays warm in the golf bag." I'm like,
So gross.
"Oh."
That is so disgusting. It's so gross. Hey, let's get into it. Dale's got to take off early. We have Coach Sheehan coming up at 9. Your Suns last night, Dale.
I watched the most of a Suns game that I watched all year.
Yeah,
last night.
without being at a sports bar.
Yes.
That's impressive.
So I could actually pay attention and listen, and my goodness gracious, is the new norm in the NBA that if you breathe, that could be a flagrant foul?
I've been complaining about this most of this year, if not all of this year, and I did it a little bit last year, but it's gotten worse. My biggest pet peeve, Dale, is when they stop play, and they go see if there was a hostile act, but yet they didn't blow the whistle for a foul on the courts.
Right.
What?
Well, not only that, but here's my take on it, Steve. If you walk over that screen and it takes you longer than 10 seconds to see if a hostile act is taking place,
Yes.
it's not a hostile act.
The refs were huddling up after
Yes.
looking at that screen.
And then talking and then looking again.
Yeah. No,
That's not hostile. Is I either see it live, or I walk over the TV and we missed that one.
I feel like I have proof that NBA officials are biased asshats. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to call them that. I'm biased asshats. Excuse my language. I'm going to prove it to you today. This is absolutely ridiculous. And it's not just Suns games. I watch other NBA games. It ruins the flow of the game. Players are just standing around out there. The fans are standing around. We're at home. I literally went to the bathroom, came out, cooked dinner, came back in, and they're still reviewing it.
I think they
talking
said
about it.
one of them took 12 minutes.
The last one was over 9 minutes. I know at the 9-minute mark. Because the only reason I know that because I was rendering a video I was working on, and it was a 9-minute render, and it started right before the skirmish happened, and it finished, and they were still reviewing it. So it was over 9 minutes that they did it. That was the last one. So let's get into this here. So if you missed, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to show you them. You probably saw them already if you watched the Suns game last night. But the NBA has to fix this problem. Not everything is flagrant. Not everything needs to be reviewed as flagrant. But
Or hostile.
at a minimum, if a foul's not called on the court, you can't stop play and go look at it for a hostile act. You could stop that nonsense. It's ridiculous if you didn't see it on the court. I got the pool report. I got everything here for you guys. And I just was sitting there last night after the game watching some post-game stuff, and then I see the pool report. Kellen Olson, Suns beat guy, is the pool reporter, and he posted it on his page. And the matter I'm getting as I'm watching this. Because it's just blatant lying by the officials.
It certainly looked that way.
And it's sad. So here we go. So Brooks flagrant is the first one we'll show you here. This is literally 3 minutes into the game? And he's dribbling the ball and he loses it. No foul called on Brooks on this. The foul was called later. They went to review it. This is what I'm talking about. You can't review something you didn't call a foul on the field. But Brooks gets a flagrant on this play right here. And no sound on this one. So he's dribbling it, loses the ball, goes for it, hits him in the yoo-hoo, gets the ball back, and then they call the foul right there on 8, not on the first part. Dale, what does this look like to you?
He's going for the basketball again.
Yeah.
And they
You
said
can take it down, Kobe.
He said they say he after
Hold on. Throw up the pool report real quick because you're
Okay.
about to say it. Put up the pool report here. We're going to show you the whole pool report. But Dale, keep your thought going here. I just wanted to, there's a specific question on here we're going to talk about.
Well, I can't read that. My eyes suck, so you can.
You don't have your glass. Well, what were you saying? He
Well,
said
what-
afterwards because
well-
you're on the right path.
Well, what I was saying was that he's going for a loose ball.
Yes.
There was no target of. He didn't have a closed fist. He's punching him in the private parts. He's going for the loose ball.
Okay, here's the pool report. You guys just saw it. You just saw what the referees said they saw, right? Why was the review called for prior to Dylan Brooks' flagrant one foul? So, like I said, no foul call on it, but they went to review it. What did you see on the play to constitute a review? This is the first question at the top there. The head of officials last night says, we reviewed the play to see if the loose ball foul by Brooks was unnecessary. But they didn't call a foul on the court. So you didn't deem it unnecessary in the moment. Then, why was Dylan Brooks' flagrant one foul constituted as unnecessary contact while reaching for the ball? You just saw the video, right? The referee's response in the pool report is, upon review, we deemed the illegal contact by Brooks had wind-up and impact on Claxton's groin area, and there was a high potential for injury. Kobe, play it again for us here. Dale, maybe you say your eyes are bad, but maybe they're better than the officials who are on the court. Here, Kobe, play that flagrant one again. Because I have my glasses on. Tell me where the wind-up is here.
So loose ball.
Tell me where the wind-up was. Maybe the fact is I don't know what wind-up means.
Balls between, so he's going for the ball, getting on the ground.
His arm doesn't wind up to anything.
That's if there's a definition of inadvertent,
Yes.
that's it right
He
there.
reached for the ball and it was
Yes.
there was no wind-up there. But the referee, after the game in the pool report to Kellen Olson, says, wind up and impact to the groin. I don't know. Text in 623-252-6670 at TME Sports Show. Still frame it. Show me where the windup is there. The officials are lying.
Oh.
They're lying about it here. And this is what makes me the angriest. And there's going to be no repercussions to these officials.
Well, the only thing that can happen, and it's happened earlier this year, is Dylan Brooks had a technical foul rescinded.
Yeah. Well, that's a flagrant. Yeah. So it gets to tech, but it's a separate technical. It's stupid how the rules are. Yeah. This is the problem. Now he's got to change his way of playing because of that call, right?
See, here's where I struggle, and this is, again, I think it's human nature. But if that's Colin Gillespie, I'm not even going to say Devin Booker because Devin Booker probably.
Oh, why
gets
don't we
a few
say
calls.
Michael Porter Jr.? Why don't we use him? What if it's Michael Porter Jr. hitting a groin area, Dale? I bring him up for a reason.
Okay, but I'm just saying some of it is the history of Dylan Brooks.
Yes.
And he's brought that on himself, but at the same time, I understand that if he's arguing with an official,
Yeah.
Hey, idiot, you've got 15 technical fouls.
Stop.
But that's in the middle. What happened last night was in the middle of a play.
Yeah. Why was Dylan Brooks given? I'm sorry. Here's the other question. Why was a review called prior to Dylan Brooks' technical foul with any fouls called on the whistle? Like, we got to knock this off. And the ref says, we reviewed the play to see if a hostile act occurred. But you didn't blow the whistle on the thing.
Right.
It's ridiculous. The reason why I bring up this, what if it's Michael Porter Jr.? Well, Dale, later on in the game, remember, they said Brooks wound up and attacked his groin area. Melissa's, just eyed his wee and went, I'm going to hit that son of a gun right now. Woo! That's what they're saying Brooks did. Well, here's Michael Porter Jr. Porter, no call is what I'm looking for here. Kobe, let's play it. Let's see what happens. Happened quick there. Wait for the replay. Royce looks like he's hurting a little bit there. Dale?
Yeah.
Right up into the below the waist region of Royce O'Neal.
Yeah. That to me is a wind-up. That to me is a blatant kicking out your foot and attacking a guy. That's what that is.
I would say that looked a lot more intentional than Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
No, but there wasn't a review?
No call.
No hostile act?
Hostile act review. No call. Same referee that called it on Brooks was standing right there. But I should play it again here really quick. Watch the bottom of your screen here. We'll just play the beginning part of this. Same referee that said Dylan Brooks did a hostile act and wanted to review it and everything. When you get a sec, Kobe, play that again. The Porter no call is what we're looking at. Who's down there? Right there. Looking at it. The same ref standing right there. Oh. Dylan Brooks, after the game, said, I'll just tell you, and then we're going to play something later, but he said, the ref said, or maybe it was Grayson Allen, but somebody said after the game that the ref said he kicked him in the stomach. Oh, no, he kicked him in the stomach. It wasn't in the groin. That's why we're not calling a foul or reviewing that. Kicked him in the stomach. That's what the ref said. That's what the players said. The ref said to them after that. The refs are just they're purposely lying to us out there. They're just being absolutely wrong, right, and stuff like that. Then later on in the game, Brooks is out there and gets dragged down. Here it is. The Brooks technical is the one that we're looking for here. Later on in the game, Dylan Brooks just fighting for a rebound. Under the basket there. Dylan Brooks' hands are up in the air. Other guy bear hugs him, pulls him down. And they say so they review it. By the way, no foul. The ref was standing. Did you see the ref standing there, Dale?
I did see him and
watching
looking down.
And that ref said, in the moment, no foul on the Nets guy because we didn't see anything. So then they go and review it as a hostile act on Dylan Brooks. Is what they were looking at here. Not on the Nets guy that pulls him down. This is a hostile act on Dylan Brooks. What's Dylan Brooks doing wrong there? And the ref's standing right there watching it. Okay? After the game, you can take it down, Kobe. After the game, why was Dylan Brooks given a technical foul? Referee, there's a pool report, for pushing Devin to the ground following a loose ball on Denham. Loose ball foul on Denham. That's why they gave him technical. Did you guys see that? Am I alone seeing it?
What are you supposed to do if you're being dragged down? Are you just supposed to fall on top of him?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, apparently you're not supposed to brace yourself and try to get the guy off of you or anything to that effect. They didn't even call the foul on the Nets guy at the beginning. They added it after the review.
And he was standing right there. It's one thing if you see him and he's looking out at a play out at the 3-point line.
So then the refs asked this: did you not see Igor Demon's actions on the play as instigating as he was holding Brooks? The response: not during live play, no. You guys saw the ref staring directly at that play, folks.
Yeah, it definitely was very fishy last night.
But it's not just this officiating crew.
Right.
It's all officiating crews. They go into these games with biases. They go into these games going, we're going to get that guy. We're going to get that guy. We're going to get this guy. And then they're lying to us. It is ridiculous. They now have things in their ears where a voice from above can talk to them. That just started. And you mean to tell me the voice from above couldn't have gone,
hey, guys.
Hey, guys, that was blatantly obvious and you were staring at it. Maybe you should call a foul on the Nets guy. Maybe they should do that. It makes the flow bad. It makes everything bad about basketball with these guys sitting around, right, and everything. Then you've got that 9-minute review at the end of the game. My favorite part about that is Dylan Brooks kind of started it by tying up the ball. He gets shoved to the ground, and then he's just laying there. And everybody else is like going at it or whatever. Then they do a 9-minute review. And then they hit Grayson Allen with a technical foul when he wasn't even involved in anything.
Yeah.
They're just like, we needed somebody else to throw a technical foul on. Grayson Allen's just standing there. Let's do it.
We can't go on Dylan. He's laying down.
Exactly. We want to call it on Dylan Brooks, but he's just laying there.
That'd be a bad look.
6 technicals last night, 2 flagrants on the Suns in that game. And tell me that was a fun game to watch. It was a fun game when they were playing basketball.
Right.
And their Suns were shorthanded on top of it.
And they overcame the loss, in late minute scratch Gillespie. Yep. They still found a way. They had some
Livers
guys
was
in
out
there.
He got sick.
Yeah.
which sucks. I would have loved to have seen him. Bouye, man, oh, that kid is special. He's awesome to watch.
And they still found a way.
But here's the thing. Kellen Olson also asks, could you run through an explanation of each of the 5 technical fouls given towards the end of the game? The head referee, Blair, says, Demon Deadball pushed to Brooks from behind. First of all, it wasn't behind at all either. That was the best part of it. He did it sitting on the ground holding the ball and did it right there in front of him. Brooks wasn't from behind. But anyway, Man and O'Neal, physical interaction with each other that does not resolve. Porter for pushing assistant coach. He did push his son's assistant coach out there. And then Allen for taunting Williams while he was on the ground. And Grayson Allen was just standing there. And they figured all of that out by watching the replay. A 9-minute replay. To figure all that out.
Well, here's
and then they said, and you see none of those is excessive enough to warrant an ejection. And the referee says, correct.
Here's what's concerning me a little bit.
A player pushed an assistant coach, and the refs went, yeah, it's okay.
Here's what's going to concern me going forward is the fact that Dylan Brooks is going to have to change the way he plays.
That's my argument here.
And I just because I think he gets one more technical, then he's suspended for
look,
him.
the ones last night are getting restated.
And then,
I'm sorry.
well, it's coming at some point this season. I hope it's later. But I've told you the story of me trying to change my approach one game, and I felt like I was going to have a heart attack, and I played my worst basketball game of my high school career.
Dylan Brooks isn't doing anything excessive.
No, but he has.
Well, yeah.
He has.
Everybody does.
But he's going to have to shut his mouth. He's going to have to eat some of that.
Yes.
And that changes the way you play.
Well,
I just hope it doesn't alter the result.
Well, that's the problem. The refs changed the way the Suns could play basketball tonight with these asinine calls.
Yep.
And those, I'm just showing you those. I could spend an hour breaking down last night's game on how the refs influenced that game against the Suns. And like I said, we're pointing out the Suns because that's the team we follow here, being a Phoenix sports fan. You can go to almost any NBA game this year and see the refs influencing the game negatively in one way or another. It's not just the Suns, it's NBA-wide. We're just focusing on the Suns today. Here's Brooks after the game, standing in the locker room or standing in the hallway, wherever he is here, talking about the referees last night and kind of just his state in basketball right now and with the referees. Here's Dylan Brooks after the game.
Things the way that they
I
are.
think it's great when you're an all-star. But when you're not an all-star, you get the bottom of the barrel. But, you know, maybe they might need to go to communication class or something like that to help them out with able to talk with the players and know them as much as we get to know them overall. And I think in the league, when I first came out, I had to find a way to get respect. And then I slowly did until we got a reputation. And, you know, it is what it is, and I play through it every single game. And I let the chips fall in me.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, LeBron James, Giannis, they can do whatever they want to these officials. Say whatever they want, argue whatever they want, hit people in the groin whenever they want. No repercussions. But anybody else does it, where's the everybody gets treated the same mentality by these officials?
Well, that's never been a thing.
It needs to be one, though, because it's getting out of hand.
And the reason those guys get very few times get technical fouls because they walk by somebody and they breathe on them. They call the foul. You know,
yeah. LeBron, famously against the Suns, attacked a referee, and the ref was like, "Oh, stop it, LeBron! Stop, LeBron! Stop it! Stop it, LeBron! Stop it! Oh, you kidder! You!" It needs to stop. It's making basketball unwatchable. It was a hard thing to watch last night with all of these calls, and then just the blatant lying about it.
Oh.
And the NBA, if they are going to do anything about it with this refereeing crew, we'll never know. They won't care. Here's Jordan Knott after the game. This is why I love Jordan Knott more than anything. It's easy to go to a podium and just rip everything that happened. rip everything out there, rip the unfairness you're seeing against your team, and all of that stuff. The way Jordan Ott handles it is quite impressive in my eyes. Here's Jordan Ott after the game yesterday talking about this.
It's incredibly hard to officiate. We know they're a hard playing team. We know what happened to them in LA. They know what happened to us the last couple nights. So we knew they'd come out fighting, and they played extremely hard. They're extremely well coached. So it's two teams that are just scrapping. You got to earn every single victory in the NBA. We get to a certain point, and this is where the frustration has come from our team this year, as I felt. We play hard. We don't flop. We don't embellish. And when that gets brought into the game, and when we feel that creates frustration for our guys, for me, for all of us. When that gets brought into the game, there's some stuff that it's just hard to overcome. And we got to do better keeping our composure, especially in the fourth quarter. But when that stuff gets brought into it, again, it's extremely hard to officiate, extremely hard to play through some of that. That's where I felt it. Us the most, when we start to really get frustrated is when some of the reactions of an action out there, whether it's embellishment or whatever you want to call it, that's what happens. And that's where I saw it tonight. I saw that tonight. So we were able to figure out a way to come out with a victory. But again, great credit to the resilience of this group.
Well, and that brought back one thing that I had in my notes from watching last night's game. Stop rewarding flopping.
Yes.
If you just said, if you fall backwards, I'm not calling it. If you just did that, number one, it would go away. Number two, you might miss a call or two that are legitimate charging.
Yeah.
But you're going to get a lot more right.
Yeah.
And as an official, I think I've told you this when I jog by the guy that throws himself backwards. I tell him, get his ass in the weight room.
Exactly.
No grown man should be hurled back 10 feet by
If
somebody.
you're getting
back
thrown
in
back like that, you're not an NBA player. You're not ready to play against that.
Reward it.
Yeah. We watch football players on Sunday, giant men battling it out, and nobody goes flying backwards, 30 feet and stuff to that effect. Yeah, it's ridiculous at what's going on in the NBA right now, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And, I'm a casual NBA guy. Yes, I follow the Suns. I watch a lot of NBA, but not as much as I used to. What I mean by casual is, I'm not sitting there breaking down who's in, rotations and stuff to that effect. And it's just becoming unwatchable for me. I can only imagine the guy that works all day, just wants to get home and watch a game and can't do it because of all the reviews and all the flopping and all that nonsense that happens out there. But I like the way Jordan Ott handles that. I liked it a lot because he basically was saying, hey, we need to fix this. And this is ridiculous, but also, saying it in a way where, the NBA is not going to go, well, we're not going to listen to you because you just got stupid about it.
Right.
So it's interesting to see on that side. We got Coach Sheehan coming up at 9 o'clock here. Dale's got to take off about 9:15, right in the middle of that here coming up. But a couple things I wanted to bring up to you, Dale, before you take off. Besides the NBA being unwatchable and biased, they got to figure out, in this day and age of gambling, they've got to figure out how these refs can get the right calls done. And it doesn't look like they're punishing specific players or specific teams, because it's happening every night throughout the NBA.
Right.
And I don't know how people gamble on the NBA, because that ref that night just decides he's got a bug up his butt about somebody. It's going to influence the game going forward. Mike LaFleur, no contract today after being here for 2 days.
And then Rivera was interviewed somehow.
But I guess that was like 2 weeks ago. It just came out yesterday. It didn't. It's not like they interviewed Rivera yet. It was a week or two ago that they interviewed him. But it came out yesterday, which wasn't a good, because everybody was like, "Wait, what?"
Wow.
But yeah, it is not a good sign. And now you're seeing from sources from Las Vegas around the Raiders that Mike LaFleur is a high candidate there in Las Vegas. If you can't wrap up a deal with a guy who's here for 2 days, you take to dinner and everything, there's an issue. You're either not paying enough or you've done something to turn him off.
Well, because you look at it and you go, obviously the Cardinals, you like something about him or like a lot about him. to say, hey, let's go to dinner. Let's have you spend the night. We'll talk again in the morning. Because if anything he's saying is just a turn off to you, you're not taking him to dinner.
No,
You're saying, hey, appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll get you your plane ticket home.
we got Raheem Morris in our back pocket. We're gonna call him. This is I've decided two things. When the Cardinals let Jonathan Gannon go, they had no plan, zero plan in that moment. They had no idea who they wanted.
Right.
They didn't even have a list. They're just throwing darts out there. I don't know. What about this guy? 18 candidates they've interviewed for this job. They had zero plan, Dale. That's what I've learned in this
Now,
process.
I will tell you this, because I am a proponent of this. If you're the Cardinals, if you're a woebegone franchise, I'm going to interview more than one guy
Okay.
because I want to get ideas. I want to get outside ideas and what
Okay.
they're doing. They're coming in and seeing. They're telling you what they see from the outside.
Okay.
And I think that can be beneficial.
I agree.
But I also think that should be maybe 3, maybe 4 guys.
18's too many.
10's too many. But I'm just saying, because number one, understand, somebody has a relationship with each one of these guys in the Cardinals front office.
Yes.
They're not just willy-nilly going, hey, McCollum's the linebackers coach at, in Carolina. Call him.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody ever met him?
I like what that guy's doing as a special teams assistant coordinator.
Anybody ever met him?
You don't know unless
No.
you know that guy. You don't know what he's doing, right? This is alarming at this point. The other thing I'm really, really concerned about, besides the fact they had no plan in this, zero plan. The other thing I'm concerned about is I think the Cardinals, when they hire somebody, they're going to look around and go, "Oh wow, that's who we're getting." Like they're going to be surprised who they're hiring, let alone us. They have no clue, man. How do you let a guy who's here for 2 days leave the building?
Yeah.
That's your guy.
Is it money?
Campanelli, that's what you got to wonder. Campanelli goes back to Jacksonville with the bigger deal, which tells you, well, at first it told you, all right, because the Cardinals informed him he's out of the running.
Right.
Or did he just go, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Jacksonville. This process is getting stupid, like everybody's doing for the Browns. Is it money? Is it just he got in there with the owner and was like, this guy's a moron. This guy's stupid. This is going nowhere.
Yeah, because now something's come out in Cleveland that they're asking candidates to write an essay.
A questionnaire and an
What?
essay.
I'm done with college.
It's become, from a fan perspective, it looks as bad as people think it is around the Cardinals organization.
Yeah.
And that's what's alarming. We'll talk more about
And
that coming up.
perception, always remember
Yeah.
this. Perception at some point becomes reality.
Yeah. And if you don't get Mike LaFleur at this point, it's going to look bad because of the 2-day interview. Why aren't you doing a 2-day interview with Raheem Morris? I'm just something's rotten
In
the back.
Denmark.
And I can tell you this: the Rams believe they're losing LaFleur this year. They've been preparing for it. Moving forward, they know he's going somewhere. And then, literally yesterday, after he supposedly leaves, did anybody have any pictures of him in town? Was he even in town? Nobody has a picture of him anywhere. Nowhere. Not at the facility, leaving. Not walking out of the facility. Not at dinner. Not walking into dinner. Look, they only go to 3 different places for dinner and those types of things, right? State
I heard they went-
44 and a couple other ones.
I heard they went to the ambassador.
The Ambassador, which has a private room,
Yeah.
but you have to walk in and out, right?
Yeah,
Right?
you don't come up through the ground, do you?
Yeah, hover in.
Yeah.
Anybody got a picture of Mike LaFleur in town? Is it possible he wasn't even in town? This is scary. And then finally, Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen chase here. Is this just smoke and mirrors, or is Zach Gallen obviously not getting what he wanted in the free agency market?
Yeah. It might be a 1-year deal and say, hey, you thought you were going to get more on the free market, and we really kind of thought you were going to go. And
Would you? My
Yes.
question is, what you want him back?
I would at this point, yes, especially for the first half of next year.
He's an extra arm, and
Yes.
you're bringing him back to not be the ace. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like, you'll be the number 2 guy behind he should not have been the ace last year, folks. It should have been Corbin, but obviously that's changed from that perspective and everything. So we'll take our break here. Bring Mike Sheehan on here at the top of the hour and get the show rolling. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here. Main event. Mike was on. Now he's off. So we have to wait for him to rejoin there. He's going to join us here in just a few minutes. Second hour main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. And of course, 17-year NFL veteran, Dale Hellestrae, off here to my right as we wait for Coach Sheehan to come on. And look, I wonder how many notes he's got on his Bears and how great they were and how he's going to oversell them here, like all the good Bears fans do.
Yeah, well,
when they have success.
When you're good every 20 years, when you're good every 20 years, you got to rise up from the ashes.
I'm sorry, Kobe. Repeat that. Oh, well, here he is. You know what? We're going to skip the intro because we didn't update it, and it does it no service here.
No,
To
It's
only
not 'cause
have-
you got to change how many state championships
it's
he's
just-
won, and
All I'll say is, Mike, you need to quit winning so much because you're giving me extra work.
yes.
Sorry about that. I can't help it though. I can't help it.
Well,
How are you guys today?
And I'm on their one of their little threads. They got many, and I said, take me out the one that goes every day, and they're already getting back to it. It's time. It's February. It's time to go start to defend.
Yes, we. I always want to talk about the Bears, but we can go. Hold on.
Well, no, we got to
Is that-
ask you what your team off season's like and all that. We got to.
Hold on. Can we talk about Dale's shirt? Is that fuchsia and flowers? Is that what I sent you a text?
I
don't know
said,
if you
well,
got
we
it.
saw it, we read it, and you got to have a certain persona to be able to pull this look off, Mike. It probably look good
Yeah.
in Kingman, you know.
That'd be wedding dress. That'd be wedding dress. Man, I am pasty. You can tell it's winter time.
Yeah.
Winter's. I'm real pasty.
Well, you're not outside as much.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's too cold. It's nippy outside. So.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I
All
mean,
right,
I
all right,
saw
so-
I saw a note saying you guys started lifting like in December. You guys were like, we're getting back at it right now.
Yeah, like I honestly I disappear. Like after the state championship game, we had our banquet that Monday. I literally left. The first time I seen the boys, really, we got them together this week. That's the first time I've seen them because they're tired of me. I'm tired of them. Like you don't want to you know what I mean? Like you don't want to burn each other out of each other and I don't want them to play. But yeah, they wanted to get going. There's literally like I would almost say half of them are going with trainers and doing stuff and doing extra work like literally right now. It's pretty cool to watch, but they're doing it on their own, which is awesome, and that's what I prefer. That's
Right.
what I prefer right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a couple other schools, man, where that some coaches have come out and said, like, oh, guys are in the weight room, and stuff to that effect. So people are getting ready. It isn't the like it was when I was in high school. You show up in April, May, you start getting ready.
No. Well, and they allow us to practice year round now, so you're
really?
allowed to practice year round now, and which isn't necessarily healthy for coaches and healthy for the kids, but you're allowed to.
Right.
So
Well,
I think we
is-
kind of get going a
is
little
that where
bit,
this-
but it's
Is that where the 7-on-7s
What's that?
come in and stuff like that?
Yeah, like I want to throw one time a month. That's all I want to do. I want to go do a sevens, no practice. Make sure obviously your bodies are healthy by training, but no practice, no anything. Go throw, then go throw next month, but just lift in between. That's all.
Do you threaten guys who are playing other sports if they're not out there that they'll never make the football team?
No, see, I that's a great question. I am the exact opposite. I'm like, go do track, go do I was trying to add lacrosse, but I didn't get it done quick enough. So I was trying to add lacrosse. I didn't want to be a coach, but I want these kids doing everything, going
That's
to play
a great-
basketball, going to play baseball, going to do everything.
Right.
And I think we're not even doing this right now, but I think like at SCA, like that's one of the few places you really can. All these other big schools are like, no, you can only do this, this, and this. I'm like, dude, go play.
Right.
Go be a kid again.
Yes.
So that's what I encourage.
Lacrosse is a
You know.
great crossover sport.
Oh, I truly think I haven't seen any of the data, and I don't know if there is. I don't think there's a better, and it's not an off-season sport because if you love lacrosse, it's
Right.
in-season sport.
Right.
I think for football, it is the best correlation to football that you could humanly possibly do at any time because you're understanding angles, having to move your body, like, and you're not putting the stress of banging your head against somebody, 90 times a game. I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's great. That's great.
So is there a statue yet at SCA for you? That's my big question. Is it being made right now? What's the situation on that?
Stop. Far from it.
I
dude.
drove
Far
down
from
Tatum
it.
the other day, and they're building something on top of the press box facing Tatum Road.
It's like just
Overlooking
me,
it.
like, hold like it looks like no, stop. There's none of that. It is seriously man, it's just fun. We're it's cool. There's a hoop coming this weekend. We're inducting the 1989 state championship game, and I get to help do that. So that's actually way cooler than doing something else. So we're doing that this Friday, which will be awesome.
Great. Well, we might as well get into it. I've
Yeah.
only got a few minutes, and that's about all I can stand.
Yeah. I was trying to stall as long as I could, Dale.
You all of a sudden the Bears perk up and their head raises above the ground, and
Well, I told everybody earlier, Mike, I'm sitting at a Desert Ridge varsity basketball game, last week and, last Thursday, and I looked down at my phone, and I just got a new phone, which none of my contacts crossed over, so I didn't know it was you.
You gotta understand that. My wife did that too. They all just disappeared.
It's stupid. I had to
Yes.
re-input them all from the old phone. It was ridiculous. But you just happened to text me on the day. Nothing was in there, and all it says is like I didn't get a chance to get on and brag about my Bears. And I went, I bet you this is Sheehan right here. But why did it take you a month to come and talk about? Why did it take you a month to hit up my phone?
I figured when someone's right, you just reach back out to them and be like, hey, do you want to come back on and tell, can we talk about it? I didn't know if you wanted to apologize for your opinions.
Okay.
I didn't know.
I'm going to bring that up.
Like,
could you call me out?
Olive Branch.
My last text from you was one more and then we're done for a while. That was my last text from you for the last coaches show. So I'm not reaching out to somebody that's like, I don't want to hear from you again for months.
I'm totally messing with you. It's just because the Bears stuff. Like I'm just glad for the first time in the last 15 years that I say the same stuff and I was finally right one time. I'm 1 for 15 as Dale. I'm the same thing every year for me.
Well, talk about that. I mean, again, and what's fascinating to me is you hear about these 3-year rebuilding programs and 5 years and whatever, and yet in the NFL, you could do it in 1 year. I mean, but you've seen it in New England. You saw it in Chicago. Just talk about this new coach and breathing fresh air into that franchise and what's going to happen next year in your mind.
I love it. Well, obviously they fixed O-line and Joe Thuney, bringing Joe Thuney in, that dude he's been on 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
4 Super Bowls. Yeah. So he's just a guy. They moved him from center to guard to left tackle.
Yeah.
Unreal. So guard to left tackle. He played left tackle in that game. Adding the O-line, you can tell how important O-line is. Once you add that, Caleb was sacked the most, I think, ever in the history of NFL. The year prior, you add an interior offensive lineman. Darnell Wright is not in his rookie year, and you got a decent left tackle, and the world changes.
Yeah.
The world changes. Obviously, Caleb grew up a little bit. There were some growing pains at the beginning of the season, but I love Ben Johnson. I like Ben Johnson's style because I feel like Like I don't emulate him because I was before him, you know what I mean? But I don't emulate him. But I love his energy. I love that he does cheesy stuff and gets the guys to buy into it. Like if you guys heard that good, better, best thing that he does,
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if you
haven't.
guys heard that. Yeah, so he does. It's like good, better, best. Never let it rest. If you're good until you're good is better, and your better is best. Like this old saying, right?
Okay.
He brought that to the Bears, and they did an interview with Bird and Brisker and somebody else, and they were talking about how the first time they heard it, they're like, "I'm not doing this. This is the cheesiest thing I've ever heard." Like they're, like they chant it,
Right.
and he's like, we thought it was so cool that Ben was so like, I don't know if they called him corny or what it was. He was so confident in his corniness, it became just like this cool thing that's a tagline for the Bears now, and I just love like. I think having that young guy with the energy and ripping his shirt off, and it's just a different mentality. It's not the Belichick coaches anymore, even though we can talk about that. But I feel like it's like, I think these new guys want some energy and want, it's the loud music, it's the fun. It's like obviously a good leader, but a great like atmosphere too is huge, especially in the NFL. Right. I think it'd be awesome to play
right.
for that guy.
Now hold on,
I think
hold
they
on.
just
Before you go any further, please tell me that your boys had not ever been subjected to you tearing your
to a
shirt off.
I did. As soon as I said that, I'm like, dude, there's gonna be something that comes out of that. But no, they have not, dude. They don't want to be embarrassed because they don't hit the weight room enough. So I just leave it on. But I think Poles did a good job with drafting. I think they had the highest rated rookie class with Burden, Monungai. Colson Loveland was the number one rated rookie this year overall by PFT or whatever it is. I think they just did a heck of a job in the draft and getting some guys and I know culture is the most overused word in football, but I think they have a great culture there and it makes a huge difference.
Well, since you're on here and Dale's got to take off here in a minute, but Cleveland Browns have found their head coach before the Arizona Cardinals. Former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken.
That's an interesting one.
Considering the
too,
Ravens wanted him fired, he pissed off Lamar Jackson. He's according to Adam Schefter, the Browns are hiring him as their new head coach going forward.
He wrote a good essay.
Breaking news.
Yeah, he wrote a good essay.
Yeah. It's just there's two things about that. One, that's a guy that was they were trying to fire him, and he was going to go to New York with Harbaugh. One, but then two, oh my God, the Browns found a head coach before the Cardinals.
I honestly, I saw something like it's kind of sad. Like you want to coach in the NFL, but like, do you want to go to where like it's almost like remember when they used to say quarterbacks and wide receivers go to die in Chicago?
Yeah.
Like, do you go to die in Arizona now? And I'm not trying to be mean. Like, is that where you go to die?
Well, I've been saying all season if you're a head coach and you're especially like if you're Mike LaFleur or Robert Saleh, and you're looking at it, you're going, man, I know how hard this division is. I'm not going to go to the worst team in this division. I know how hard it was to win, and we're the best team in this division.
Mike, it's fascinating because the Arizona Cardinals accomplished a feat that I don't know if it's ever been done before. They finished 9 games behind the third place team in the West.
Are you serious?
9 games, not the champs, the third team.
That
yeah,
it's crazy.
So
Mike has the same reaction I have.
but to answer your question, I think if you're a young and up-and-coming guy and they're going to offer you 5 years and $25 million, first of all, you're a little arrogant and cocky anyway, thinking, hey, I can do anything. And also, you're going to have that money no matter what. And I think both Cardinals coordinators and head coach have already gotten jobs.
Penzington Lions and I forget where Gannon went.
I think it's in Dallas. Is he in?
He interviewed in Dallas. I don't remember where he went.
Coaches, right? Maybe not head coaches, but I feel like the
Packers.
Cardinals are a hard organization to even get people to play there.
Right.
Like what free agents are like, yeah, let me go play. I mean, Arizona sounds so good, but does it? You know?
Then they just had Mike LaFleur in here. I know you went through a grueling hiring process over there at SEA, right? But the 2 days they had Mike LaFleur in here. Nobody saw him around town. Normally you can get video of him, and now he's out of town supposedly. No offer's been out there. No head coach signing. It just looks more and more. And to your point, I mean, just looking at it from a fan base, if they called me right now, I'd be like, "Nah, it's all right.
No,
I'll pass on
I'd
the
be
$5
like-
million."
I'd be like, I don't want to ruin my. I'd be like, I don't want to ruin my good thing going. Like, what are we doing right now? Like, it just sounds crazy to like not want a head coach job in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey,
Does that seem weird? I know that's not the truth. It's not real.
Well,
but-
there's got to be something with it because the Browns were having problems finding people, and they found someone that wanted that job. So,
when SCA was
Yes.
wooing you, Mike, how many nights they put you up at in a hotel and take you to dinner? Or was it a couple night process, courtship, or?
Honestly, it was like a 6-month process. I kept holding out for more money, kept holding out for more money, and no money came.
No
and
money
I still took it. So, yeah.
Here's an original offer.
Yeah.
actually,
Here
the
you
offer
go,
went
here you
down.
go.
Probably right. They were like, you know what, we now
Yes.
can no longer afford that. We got to go down a little bit on you.
Yeah, what is this guy doing? Like, what? No, I don't even know what to say. I do got some cool things. Oh, I don't want to say it yet. We got some cool things going on. You know how I do one thing every offseason. We got a new football field one season.
Yep.
We got a scoreboard next season. And we're doing something else cool again this season.
Oh,
Trying to grow the
you
program,
come
so it'll
on,
be kinda
break
cool,
the
yeah.
news.
No, it's not that big
Oh.
a deal, but it's like actually for a small school, yeah, I will. We didn't write the check yet, but we're adding a second helmet, and for a small school,
Ooh.
that's actually a big freaking deal.
Is it
we're
a
gonna
black
get an
helmet?
No,
No.
we're gonna do a chrome red, like a chrome
Yeah.
red, like almost like that Indiana had during their.
I was just gonna say it.
championship. That burgundy,
Yeah.
like with the two white stripes, and we're gonna reverse our white helmet out with the reds. We're gonna wear those with the black jerseys and the white. Sometimes it's gonna look so clean. We got new white jerseys ordered yesterday. Like, I don't know, it's so fun.
Now,
I don't
did
get
you
paid.
did the
I don't
players
get like I love this.
did the
Huh?
players have any input into the design of this stuff, or is it just you
No.
old guys?
Absolutely not. That's why we look good at all times. You know what I mean? So,
You got
here's
new
my
helmets
thought.
last year with the new manufacturer, right?
Yeah, so I kind of create it, and sometimes I like it, but the more Dale, it's great to see you.
Yeah,
my
no,
man.
he's
I
like,
miss
I'm
you, dude.
out of here.
I
I'm
got
tired of
you
hearing
for
this
some-
garbage.
But
He's like small
we-
school, my butt. Dale's got to
know.
go golf. Yeah.
I don't even know what I was gonna say. I have no clue what I was saying. Oh no, he asked me about like if I get any input.
Yeah.
I actually have a rule, Steve, where I'm like, the more input I give them, the more headache it gives me. So I literally try to just do things
Who-
cleanly, and
Who
if
who
they don't
made
like
the,
it, then
who
it's
makes
just
the
what Coach
decision
said.
then?
What's that?
Who
I
makes
do.
the decision?
I do. I design it all and
Oh.
send it all because it's like
All
if I let the kids do it.
Oh yeah.
My first year there, I try to help. I let them come in and help make a T-shirt, and it took a month and a half just to get them all to agree. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm never doing
No.
this again.
You
ever in
do
my
you do a
life.
couple of them and you say pick between these two. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's kind of what I do because I'm like, dude, I'm not dealing with a bunch of kids that worry about their drip all the time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Is one kid's like, I don't like that because I wouldn't wear that, and
Yes.
then another kid's like, oh, put more of the roses on there. But
Yes, and I'll take
obviously your
offense if they
colors are
don't-
red, so you're not copying Indiana. But when you said that, my first thought was, oh, Indiana wins the championship, and now you're going that route.
That wasn't, but I actually here's what I thought. I did let the kids vote. You know what made me do it is when I saw the Thursday night game with the Texans when they had those chrome ones.
Yeah.
They had like a shiny
Yeah.
chrome, and then I saw Indiana's, and I'm like, I let the kids decide between that. So they went.
Are they
so
going to be
there's one
able
thing I
to? They're only going to be able to wear them like during games. You're not going to let them wear it any other time because I'm imagine that's not
Yeah.
easy to fix, right?
No, I think just obviously like maybe week of practice because you want to always fit the helmet well,
Yeah.
right? So you'll go week of practice and then that's it because you don't want to bang them too much because that chrome
Yeah.
will flake a little bit more. And I'm adding it's probably a little bit more expense, but you know what I mean? It'll be cool for them too.
Hey, it's only
So-
a check. I mean, it's SCA. Just write that check. Sign it.
You would be surprised. It's not. It's everything we do is by the skin of our teeth and ask for forgiveness later sometimes. So
Most programs are that way. So keeping the black uniforms, obviously the white uniforms. So
Yep.
white with white helmets, black with the red helmets. Then
yeah, well, I might do white with the red. I think that would.
that's what
look
I was
good,
just
too.
gonna say. Change
Right.
up that a little bit.
Yes. Right.
I mean, I don't want to.
So
I don't want to
like,
tell
I'm-
you, but I think that would change it up a little bit more than the black side.
I
Although
agree.
seeing the Cardinals, with they don't have red helmets, but their black helmets with all black looks pretty sweet.
does
So I don't
look
know.
pretty
I'm
cool.
just trying to compare that to the all white. I'm trying to envision it in my head, but long as the kids look snappy, that's all they care about, right?
That's all they care about is their drip. As long as they can, whatever they care about what they look like. As long as they play good, I'll try to help them look good. You know.
Robert says, "Here's hoping Coach does not get a sponsorship at Sephora, so the SCA Eagles don't look like the Bears."
No, stop, dude. Stop. Listen, Robert, I was gonna put some fake fingernail polish on today just for fun, just for Robert, because he said something, but I didn't have the time. I was doing
You
I was
weren't
literally
sitting
gonna put,
around
like,
last night and you just go, hey wife, let's do some of my fingernails here real quick. No,
I was gonna do a little like dry erase marker so I can take it off because I'm not a fan of it either. But you know what? If it's working, I'm not complaining, dude. I'm not complaining at all.
Well, I brought up really quick. Robert also says the Browns' job ain't that bad. They do have a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Dude, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like, how many people had to say no until they got to Shedeur? Like, what are
Everybody.
you
Well,
doing?
it's not no, just everybody got injured, and then Drake May obviously made the Super Bowl, so then he was
Yes,
out.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's what I say. Like, people are giving Shedeur a lot of hate. It's not Shedor's problem. If it's not Shedeur, it's another quarterback like Shedeur that would be making it.
Yeah.
Because
And all it
Burrow's
is
out
is
with
flag
injury
football.
and all that, and then Drake May making it.
Yeah.
So it's going to get extra hate because it's Shedeur, but it's going to be a bottom tier quarterback, whoever it would have been, because
I agree. And
everybody else is
honestly,
out.
no one even, it's not even the same. It's all that matters. The Pro Bowl used to be cool, but now it's like literally all pro is all that
See,
matters.
I haven't
Like,
watched
that's
a
really
Pro
what
Bowl
the
game.
is.
I used to go to Hawaii, around this time frame and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
the Pro Bowl would be there, and I never even paid attention to it when I was like, I could have just gone to the game, like, hey, let's just go check out the game, and it just never's done anything to me. It's just flag football, no interest. And I don't remember the last time I even watched one, but it gets ratings. That's why it's still around. It's going to dominate
know
the
how-
weekend, and then on top of it, it's Dale had informed. It's like Tuesday night next week. It's not even
Is
on a
that what it
Sunday
is?
anymore.
See, because they know people don't care.
Yeah,
They know
but,
people
but
like
it's
the
it's
only
still
thing
going to
is-
garner. It's still going to garner a huge number. Watch.
which is crazy. There's only been two cool moments in Pro Bowl history: when Jeff Saturday snapped the ball to Peyton Manning when they
one
were up
last
six
night
teams,
on separate teams,
and then when Sean Taylor absolutely killed the punter. Like, that's the only two cool plays in the Pro Bowl history. Like, I swear, that's it. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing that's
But
ever been cool.
I used to enjoy
everything
the
else is
skill
so-
stuff they do because it is kind of cool, like to watch the quarterbacks throw it, the moving targets and things, because you don't really. It's easy to sit there on a Sunday and be like, what an idiot, he missed that wide open receiver as he's getting pummeled, and knocked down and avoiding three guys that are 400 pounds running towards him. It's easy to do that, but then you sit there and watch their accuracy, and stuff to that effect. The guys running the cones and receivers. That stuff's cool to watch. At least it used to be, but they don't even do that stuff anymore. So
Your skills challenge, I still watch. Sometimes they'll pop those on the NFL Network, and it'll be like Marino,
the old ESPN
and Peyton.
ones. Yeah.
And dude, I would watch that stuff all day long. And I thought that was cool. And they used to have, actually had the video game, I think on Super Nintendo, where it was NFL's like skills challenge. And literally that's all you did.
Yeah.
I think there was a legit game. I thought that was super cool.
No, I remember.
agree.
I don't remember what it was
love
on,
to
but I
see-
remember it. Yeah.
Yes.
They had that. They had that
would be-
ball
I would
that had
watch
the paint on the end of it, so you could see where it hits the
Yes.
target and everything.
Yeah, they hit the
I
chalk
love
wherever
that.
the chalk would hit it, and then they'd have the guys driving the golf carts with the like
Exactly,
the
with the
things
target.
behind it, and like, dude, and then they had like they had some relay races, and they did some really cool stuff.
Yeah, the receivers
Absolutely.
had to run, jump, and do that type of stuff to catch balls. That's the stuff you like, and they even got rid of all that garbage and everything. But it's going to command a number. But now it's on Tuesday night. Like, what? I get there's not a lot going on, but geez, what in the world's happening? But that's why he gets on there. I mean, are you just mad that not enough NFC guys went out that Caleb could be voted in, or what?
No, I think Caleb should have maybe been there. I will say one thing. Listen, I know the fingernail polish and all that stuff. I wasn't truly sold on Caleb before this year either. I think like a lot of people, and I know you maybe are still not.
Well, we're gonna talk
But-
about that. That's why I bring him up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I will say this. Tom Brady did a best 5 throws in the NFL this year. He did a best 5 throws real. 4 of the best 5 throws were Caleb Williams.
And no doubt.
And I think if he gets his if he gets his completion percentage a little bit better and kind of hones that in, dude, that guy is actually, he has so much talent. It's unreal. It just depends on if it's going to be developed or
Yes.
if it's going to be like some of these super talented guys that never panned out. But by the looks of this year with Ben Johnson and all that stuff, I think he respects his head coach so much. He's gonna listen and start to learn.
You phrased it better than I did. Here's my problem with Caleb Williams. You're right. I mean, he will make an unbelievable throw where you're rolling backwards 20 yards and throwing it off of his back foot, going backwards with 4 guys chasing him, connecting with his receiver in the end zone to force overtime. Fantastic.
Yep.
But also, we sat there and watched him against the Packers, and it was 3.5 quarters of just garbage offensive football by him. And then he wakes up, and then just out of nowhere, he starts twirling the ball over his head, and it's 40 yards down the field, and you're just like, where's that been the whole game? That's what frustrates me. I even got to the point where I was like, Caleb's kind of like my Kyler Murray. And what I mean by that is spectacular. Every once in a while, you're like, woohoo, woohoo, wow. And then most of the game, you're like, what in the world is he doing out there?
But Tyler was always just with his legs, not with his arm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Always. In my opinion, right? Maybe I'm wrong with that. So I think I will forever now be a Caleb defender. And I think, and this is you can clip this for later on in life or whatever you do.
When he gets cut next year. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
I think Caleb is gonna be at the end of his career.
Wow.
A top 10 quarterback all time.
He's going to say that. Yeah.
I like top 10. I think if honed in correctly, if he can,
Mike,
get this.
Mike, if I can make the NFL and get honed in correctly, I can be a top 10 quarterback in the league too.
Oh, stop it.
It's just not going to happen.
But I think the amount of talent that kid has in his pinky is unreal.
No, and you can see it.
Nails.
But I also, I mean, we have recent history of what I'm talking about, and this is kind of where it comes up. Watching Ben Johnson's reaction in that Packers game where he was just sucking for that 3.5 quarters, and Ben Johnson just holding his head down, and just being frustrated that he's missing open throws and can't find the open guys. So we have recent history of this. San Francisco, had Jimmy G, right? And they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he misses a wide open Emmanuel Sanders in the end zone that would have won the game for them if he would have won the game.
Yes.
And Shanahan in that moment went, he can't run my offense, and changed off of him. Super Bowl quarterback, got him to the Super Bowl, and he went, we're going to go Trey Lance moving forward. Now, that was obviously a stupid move, and they lucked into Brock Purdy. But, I mean, there is precedence of this happening. I'm not saying that they're going to get rid of Caleb this year, but if he comes out, it's not. You can win a lot of games with the head coach, but at the same time, a head coach can go, you can't run my offense, but I know who can.
What's more important, winning or a couple errant passes?
No, a couple errant passes are different. Keep in mind, Shanahan got to the Super Bowl and determined that guy can't run my offense and connect to the open receiver.
Jimmy Garoppolo is not Caleb Williams.
No.
You never saw Tom Brady gushing over Jimmy Garoppolo. You never saw
because Tom Brady wasn't in the booth then.
No, I think people truly take what their feelings are about Caleb from college.
I don't care
and
about
what
that.
their personal. But I'm saying there's a lot of people do take their personal feelings about him.
Well, I mean, look
they
at
wrap that up.
Kyler Murray's a perfect example. He's the most hated on guy on the planet because of his college and then his first number 1 draft pick, and then
he should be playing for the
A's.
That kid should go play for the A's right now.
A lot of people are like that. It's just like I said. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying there's a chance that it could come to that point. Now, like I said, it's not going to happen this offseason because there is nobody probably that they can get to move into that. But another year or two, let's face the reality of this. The Bears win 11 games the next 3 years, but they can't go any farther because of the way the offense operates under him. That's where you move away from somebody.
How do you feel about Josh Allen right now?
It was time for somebody to change there, and I believed it was time for McDermott to go. But now that they hired Joe Brady, I think Josh Allen's in the same boat. Josh Allen is going to have to make a career decision coming up here. And it's going to take a couple years because he's going to give Joe Brady a chance because he handpicked
He's
him
awesome. So you're saying it's his decision, not the organization.
in that situation. Yeah. Well, no. The organization hired Joe Brady. Josh Allen was sitting in on the interviews. It was going to be Dable or Josh Brady for that job because Josh Allen wants them. But this coach fails.
That makes sense.
Josh Allen can now sit back and be like, all right, I want to go win, so I need to possibly look and see how I can get out of here or whatever. They won't get rid of Josh Allen from that side because Brady fails. Joe Brady fails, then they'll get another head coach in there, type of a deal. The difference is when a young up and coming coach like Joe Brady's not going to go, Josh Allen's not my quarterback.
Correct.
Whereas,
and I don't think Ben Johnson's ever going to say Caleb's not mine. I honestly think, and
people thought that too.
You.
I mean, people thought that too in San
love
Francisco.
Your show. Hold on. I love your show. I love you. I hope that this is stick because that take is crazy. I'm about to call you Stephen A. Smith right now because Caleb is way better than that.
There's precedence for this, though, is my point. Nobody thought they were getting rid of Jimmy G after the Super Bowl run. And that offseason, after that game, he was like, we're going with Trey Lance next year. What?
I think Jimmy G, I think the comparison is like.
Oh, Jimmy G was the next quarterback, next slice of bread when he went to San Francisco. Then he started dating all the porn stars and not paying attention.
I know he got see Caleb. We don't hear about his love life and all that stuff.
There was more with Jimmy G though. It came out later where he wasn't paying attention in meetings and stuff to that effect. And that's what I'm saying. You don't hear that stuff right now, but you saw that with other USC quarterbacks out there, right? With the Jets. The guy that beat up that old man and got stabbed. That guy, I forgot his name. But he
butt fumble.
He went to the Jets. Remember, and they got Hard Knocks there, and the coaches are working with him in the room, and he's over there, fumbling through his backpack for 20 minutes, and the coaches are trying to get him to pay attention. You don't know. We don't know if Caleb's on that side. I'm just saying there's a lot there. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a possibility of it happening out there with Ben Johnson. Is all I'm going to just put it out there. I know you love the guy.
It's a higher possibility than he's top 10 ever.
That possibility is stupid. That's the dumbest take I've ever heard.
No, that's a crazy take, but it's a loving the Bears.
Here's the thing though. If you think about it, all the all-time great quarterbacks are retiring right now. So there is a good chance Caleb could be a top 10, at least playing in the league right now, which would then kind of look at it from that perspective. Because a lot of those older guys that are in that position now are leaving the game.
Was Brett Favre pretty good? Is Brett Favre top 10 ever to you?
No, I'm not. Brett Favre he was all right. Only one Super Bowl win.
He was so good. I hate it.
My problem with Brett Favre was my problem with Brett Favre, and as a coach, you should understand this. Same thing, phenomenal, but dear God, I sat in a Vikings-Packers playoff game. Was it a playoff game or end of the season game? I don't remember. And Brett Favre threw this pass, just threw it up in the air, is in trouble, and just whoo, and right to the Vikings defender. And it's just why would you however long in the league, multiple years in the league, has a Super Bowl under his belt, MVPs. And he's still out there just throwing the ball right directly to the guy and costing his team a chance and stuff to that. And it's just what are you? That's what drove you nuts about Brett Favre. And if you had a quarterback that did that, we'll put this up, right? Because you're needing a new quarterback this year. I'll just throw it out there. If your quarterback just out there willy-nilly throwing the ball away, he's a gunslinger.
Yes.
It would drive you batty.
It would 100%. Depending on how good he was or what else he does, that would drive me nuts. Yes.
Well, that's the problem.
Would drive me nuts.
Brett Favre, you put up with it because same thing with Aaron Rodgers. You put up with Aaron Rodgers not getting you over that hump because of how good you weren't going to get a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. So you have to put up with those mistakes and stuff like that, So
the errant throws, and I think Caleb's
not at that level. Is my point.
No, DJ Moore freaking killed us on that play. Did you say that last play?
DJ Moore is a problem in that locker room. I've said he quit on the team last year, running up and down the field, stopped running routes and everything, stopped running a route in this game for that interception.
Dude, how DJ Moore's an issue. Run that Caleb threw it to the perfect spot.
I know. And
the dude was literally jogging. It's Dude, you catch that ball, they kick, it's over, and you're in the next round, and you
Yeah.
don't know what's happening.
No, DJ Moore, for some reason, just I don't know if it's brain farts or I don't know what it is out there on the field. Lack of concentration. He starts thinking about dinner. I don't know what it is. But he's had multiple years of that there. Now, you could argue, well, years past, he wasn't catching the ball because they weren't throwing it to him, and stuff to that effect. But it happened this year, too, and it's kind of go. I mean, Bears are on an upswing, and they're in a division that, quite frankly, is going backwards for everybody else.
And they need some
So.
defense. So they need to trade. They need to get rid of. They need to dump DJ because of his salary, because they're going to have to save that, and they need to go get Max Crosby. Max Crosby loves Ben Johnson. Loves, like, literally.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about him, but he loves him. If they go get Ben, Max,
I know people in Vegas and stuff like that, and he has a lot of power in Vegas land. Crosby does, and then he's got a couple businesses that are working with Tom Brady there in Las Vegas, is what the rumors are out there. So like they're actual business partners, let alone football side of things like that. So it's personal to him there. It's not like he can just leave and then be like, he's got to have to leave and then have the businesses with Tom Brady still flurry. And it's like,
Yeah, that's true. The more I see him just talk about Ben Johnson, I don't know why he actually does. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
He talks about Ben Johnson so much. I'm like, dude, can we get this?
But
guy
he
over?
talked really big about the guy that was there at Arizona State.
Pete Carroll?
Yeah, no. He talked really good about him too, and then a year later he was like, "Let's
Herm?
get this."
Are you talking about Herm?
No.
Herm,
He's like, "Let's get that guy over there." The guy that, the coach for Herm that got ASU in all the trouble. I'm completely forgetting his name.
Oh, Antonio.
Antonio. Not Gates. Yes, that guy. Max Crosby talked really glowingly about him also.
Okay. Yes. Antonio. What is it?
Antonio Pierce.
What is it?
Antonio
Pierce. Yes.
So I'm just saying, take his conversations about coaches with a grain of salt.
Oh, stop. There you go. I mean, that's a good point. I can't even argue that back, because Pierce was a knucklehead. He's a knucklehead. But
hey, since we're talking football here and everything, you got us up there. Well, let me ask you this: going back to high school here, obviously 7-on-7s is a big deal. Do you encourage your guys to go to some of these outside? Now, you guys do 7-on-7s as a high school. But do you encourage your guys to go sign up for these outside 7-on-7 tournaments, like the big fight that happened down, by my house at that place?
Not. Absolutely not. Now, if my kids want to go play in it, I will. I'm never going to tell them they can't. Like, that's not my place, right?
Yeah.
It's zero my place. But I do not encourage it. If they ask me if they should, I'm never like, yeah, go play. Now, listen, to preface this, there's a couple really, really, really good, well-run sevens clubs.
They're not all
like
bad.
a couple really good dudes have a couple really good clubs, and then there's the rest.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it's like an 80-20 rule. I think it's 20% really, really, really good, doing the right thing, great culture, and then there's 80%.
Yeah.
And it is wearing crowns, wearing jerseys backwards, wearing face masks, sitting in freaking thrones and getting
$500 sunglasses that the team's decked out in.
Yes, and it's like, dude, it's like the exact opposite. And I feel bad for a lot of these coaches that they're never going to tell them no. Like, I'm never going to tell them no. But when those kids come back to you, you got to get them to unlearn stuff and quit acting like that. And that's eventually, yeah.
Well, some of the school, like I know Red Mountain. I know a couple kids on that team. Their coach, not their head coach, but some of their coaches do 7-on-7 teams, and they join that time. But they're with the Red Mountain coaches while they're going through that process and everything.
Yes.
Because that's my question: is you have to unlearn stuff from these guys because it's a different game, first of all. But then, second of all, you can get a little sideways there with some of those coaches, right?
It is, and I think the kids. A lot of kids enjoy that, whatever that is,
It's flashier. You're able to show your personality more in that type of a game as opposed to your helmet.
It's the biggest me thing. It's not even their personalities. It's like who they think everybody wants to see them be.
Kids are dancing out there. And I mean, God bless them. I'm not bashing it if you want to do it. But kids are dancing. Like I said, they're showing off their sunglasses and their gloves and all that stuff. So it's definitely a me thing. And I just wonder how that affects the programs when they come back, So
There's got to be some you got to unlearn it, or there's a lot of kids that maybe they're around it and they hate it, and it makes them feel differently and kind of go the opposite, which I would hope it would do, right?
Yeah,
If a
right.
kid's gonna
Yeah.
mature, but I don't encourage it at all. I like only doing our team, playing other schools. I don't want to go play some club team because one, the club team will probably like just they might blow you out of the water,
Yeah.
which is great. That's all they do, right?
Yeah.
But they're also stacked for that kind of
And they've
thing.
been playing
But I'd
together for
rather just
10
go.
years.
Yes. I'd rather go play with our school against another school, be able to teach, compete, obviously still compete and try to win. That's what you're doing, but we're not going to act like knuckleheads, and it's going to be a lot more like practice centered and with some competition is
Yeah.
how I feel about it.
Other football, because it's I got you on here. I got a coach on here, right? That looks at it from coach's perspective. We had over a quarter of NFL coaches needed to be replaced this year, right? Head coaches. But we right now have 18 new offensive coordinators, or there will be 18 new offensive coordinators here in the NFL this year. That's more than half the league will have new offensive coordinators going to this league.
That's actually crazy.
Isn't that nuts? As a head
Yeah.
coach, I'm assuming Ty is coming back with you next year, but
Yeah.
but I mean, how does that'll affect a lot of things if you're obviously whether somebody gets promoted or you got to let them go and move on from them as an offensive coordinator. I mean, that changes the way you're coaching going to the next year, right?
Yeah, I actually like because you're always got to be getting used to a new personality, unless it's like one of your best friends you've coached with in the past. It's like you're always restarting, and that's honestly I like the thing I don't like about the NFL, and I think probably why I think the Steelers eventually had to take that. And I know Tomlin said he stepped down, but there's probably a mutual thing. I think you need some kind of consistency to stay good for a long period of time, and the NFL is like a show me now.
Mhm.
The NFL's probably got rid of so many good coaches, so many good coordinators, just because like a year of bad when it could have been the culture of the team, the players, like bad, like a couple bad things happen throughout the year, some injuries. I feel like they never let any consistency happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be the
Well, I
hardest thing in
mean,
the NFL. How do you get
the
good?
Ravens and Steelers did. The Bills did. Bills were 9 years. The Ravens and Steelers were 18. But there also is a point where you become stale, right?
I agree. There's a point, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it is hard. Like Tomlin probably should have been like 3 years ago.
That's
in
what I
my
thought. I was
opinion.
saying 3 years
I
ago
lo-
that they didn't move. And
I love
Harbaugh was
Tomlin.
actually 5
I
years
love
ago for me, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree, right? Like sometimes it's gonna run its course. Like I was telling Holly this not too long ago, my wife, I was like, there's gonna be a point where SCA is great and it's rolling right now. There's gonna be a point one day where they'll be like, dude, we got to get rid of Sheehan. And it's gonna happen. And no
Yeah.
matter what,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen sooner or later. There's gonna be a point where it runs its course. And I know that, and I wish organizations knew that. And I wish individuals would kind of have those conversations earlier in their career, like certain time, but it's hard. 'Cause
Well, you
go
get
back and
complacent.
more
I mean,
money, but Yeah.
Tomlin and Harbaugh, they were set. They just knew what they do. Their coaching staff was with them for a long time, or they were guys that
Yep.
they've known for a long time. So it's just easy to show up and everything just works. Like, I'm really interested in Harbaugh going to the Giants because he's set in his ways for 18 years, and had success there, especially early on in his career. Now he's going to the Giants, and it's not going to be the same. His offensive coordinator's going to the Browns, right? And stuff to that effect.
Mhm.
It's going to be interesting to see that if he wants to do it, if I'll phrase it that way. Jimmy Johnson, I talk about a lot. Leaves Dallas, winning record, Miami, Dallas.
Yeah, sucks in
Sucks in
Miami or something?
Miami. Would rather
Yeah.
finds out he'd rather be on a boat fishing than coaching in
Yes,
football
which is-
because everything just changed and rebuilding that side of it and stuff like that. So it is interesting, but I think I would be shocked, and I think this was Jonathan Gannon's problem. And from a coaching perspective, I'd like yours. He just stuck to his young guys that didn't. Petzing could be a good coordinator. Rollins could be a coordinator, but they needed help
Yep.
this year, and he refused to get him the help and do what was necessary and stuck by them and stuff to that effect. So that's got to be the hardest thing in the world is new coordinators that you have to get to know, work with
Yes.
your style of football you want to do. Like Petzing in Detroit is super interesting to me. Completely
Yeah,
different
that's gonna be an
personalities.
interesting one. Yes.
Mike
I,
McDaniel in Chargers land with John Harbaugh is fascinating to me.
that is like the odd couple.
Yes.
That is the odd couple. And you know what? It just might be so odd it works. Like for real. Like it might be like it's gonna be, but I know McDaniel likes to run the ball though.
Yeah,
So
oh, yeah.
and
No,
obviously
the
Harbaugh does, too.
philosophies are right, but you know this. You can have somebody that is your philosophy down to a T, but then you're like, what's wrong with you as a person?
I know, yes, dude. You're like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't want you
that's
around
what's
me
hard.
anymore.
Like the meshing
Yeah,
is got to be hard, and especially if you're kind of like sometimes sometimes those head coaches, they don't have as much say as they want to as actually who's hired, and it's got to
Yeah.
be real tough.
well,
At the high
especially when you
school
don't
level.
have a say, right? It's got to be
Yes.
tough. But this is Harbaugh hand. But I saw Mike's McDaniel's press conference yesterday, and I was just sitting there watching it, going, and it wasn't very long, and I was just sitting there going, man, Harbaugh, that's just no nonsense, just here's what we're gonna do, whatever. And then McDaniel's like, yeah, I don't do opening statements. Who's got something for me? What do we got here? And I'm like, wow,
I know.
this is
So,
gonna be
but
great.
that's good. It could be like it's that mix. Like Ty and I are very different.
Yeah.
Right. So it actually works.
Well, actually, Ty's
Kyle's
really
super-
reserved and everything compared to you. I actually
Yes.
watched that dynamic on the sideline. You're more like your defensive
Mhm.
coordinator, Paul Clark and everything.
Yes.
And Ty's just like, do this, do that. And then the offense comes off the field. He walks over slowly and talks to him. And you're all, ah! It is
Exactly.
interesting.
That's what I'm saying. It's perfect. Hey, it works well, and we get the best part is we can be different, but we get along really well.
Yeah.
So we just did we did something yesterday with like a scheme podcast that they wanted to know like our run game scheme and our pass game scheme. So it was really good. So Ty was very like to the point, and I'm like, oh yeah, theoretically, like it's so different. It's him, he's black and white. I'm theoretical. Like it's a good mix. It's a good mix.
It was nice because we talked about getting Paul and Ty on here with
Yeah, we
you.
got to do it.
And you're
Yes.
going on this other one instead. I see how it is.
Oh no, that was a scheme one though. No,
Yeah.
that was literally it's a cut up film of like how we run our power. It's
Yeah.
totally different than this. It's like
Well-
it was like it's just for coaches.
Yeah, and I'm giving you a hard time
I
like I
know.
always do. But yeah, no, we got to get that done, and it'd be easier to do in person, I think, because then it will flow a little
I
bit
think so,
better.
too.
So I know Ty's work schedule is a little different than everybody else's and stuff, but
No, he's got a new gig. It's
Oh.
awesome. He got a new gig. So he's in mortgages instead of like everything else. So he works day job now. It's perfect.
as I say, he's up with the rest of us as opposed to
Yes,
being a
he's not.
night
We don't
guy,
have to
right?
like get practice done early.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
we could do
yes,
it. Like I said, we could do it early evening or something to that effect too. So it's not
That'd be awesome.
it's not a problem. We got to
We
work on
will
that.
do
But
it. I will plan it. I'll text both those knuckleheads and we'll get it done.
yeah, we'll get a date here coming up because that'll be fun to do as well. And then we can get into a little bit of the X's and O's a little bit on just philosophies because I do. It is also interests me on the difference in philosophies of your coordinators, which just kind of cracks me up a little bit, getting to know the coaching side because offensive and defensive guys can have some disagreements out there.
Yes.
And who's
Yes,
doing what
yes.
wrong?
And I have disagreements with both, but they get along pretty well. So Ty and Paul.
Like,
So
can you run the
so-
ball and give us a break? For you guys, it's
Yeah,
different though,
yeah,
because you have guys that go both sides, So
Yeah, it's way different. But
last
we
thing I'm
ran
going
the
to
ball
say to you
62%
is,
of the
as
play.
nobody told me to do this. This is on my own, just so you know.
Okay.
Queen Creek High School has an opening. I'm just going to say, man, it's a beautiful school down there. Their coach
I
of
am-
16 years just retired.
I know you know what's funny is we were playing them at Notre Dame and we beat them in overtime.
Yeah.
And he said something to one of our players. So I said something to him. And then both coaching staffs just got into it in the middle of the field. It was on Friday Night Fever. It was the video on Friday Night Fever for a long time. It was Queen Creek and Notre Dame's coaches
Yeah.
just mixing it up. Nobody threw any punches, but he's like
Yeah.
what's his name? Sherman? What is it,
Sherman. Yeah. He's I don't know how else to phrase it. I'll just say he doesn't back down. Let's just put it that way. He
and
can be
neither do
aggressive.
we. It was like
Yeah.
Steve Bush, Jeff White, me. Like we got all these like ex-NFL guys. He said something to one of our players because one of our players
Yeah.
was a mouthy kid,
Yeah.
but he said something to that. I said something to him. One of his coaches said something to me, and dude, it just got there was no punches.
Yeah.
But it
yeah.
got super tension, and we had just won. So obviously, I think he's a great coach. That guy did an amazing job.
Fantastic
forever. But
coach. Yeah.
that's my one interaction with him was we were going.
Well, he's not
back
there
and
anymore,
forth.
so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I got
So,
stories where
that's fun.
ALA Queen Creek in Queen Creek High School last year, man. ALA
bet.
Queen Creek just dominated that game, and there was some stuff being said on the sideline for coaches and all that. You gotta love a little passion, and I'm not gonna. It's hard for me to explain him to people. Like I said, I don't know him. Like, it's just my observations where he ain't gonna back down from you. He's gonna say his piece. He's gonna come after you. He's gonna say something to you. And he might not be wrong in those instances, when he says it, but it's like at the same time, it's like, dude, take a deep breath, man. Take a deep breath.
I know. I think I got a motto for this year, but I was going to tell you. It says, you know how I kept telling you that everybody's like nobody likes us anymore because of
Yeah,
how
I
we were
know.
winning.
Yeah.
It's nobody likes us. We don't care. That's pretty much the motto this year.
T-shirts.
Dude. So,
T-shirts.
yeah.
T-shirts.
Could you imagine a Scottsdale Christian where we don't care? Like that's not necessarily our style.
No.
But it's like
No.
you know what? I cared last year. I do not.
It
care
goes
anymore. We're going
against
for
the
4.
school, school philosophy,
yeah,
Mike.
100%. It's in my heart a little bit. I got to fight it a little bit, but you know what? We're going for 4 this year, and
yeah.
I do not care. I'm ripping
I tell
the Band-Aid
you
of being
all the
nice.
time. I mean, you get thick skin when you do what I do out here, right? Because people are like,
Yeah.
"You're a moron." I can do
Yeah.
what you do. Like, yeah, you could. Why don't you come and try it?
Yeah.
And they never.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll have you on, and they never want to do it. But
Exactly.
it's just you just got to get thick skin. I always tell you that all the time. Like, who cares about the guy? They're running their mouths because you're winning. It'd be different if they were running their mouths and you were losing.
Could you imagine how much more we're gonna get next year? It's just
Oh, it's
gonna be
gonna be
even more,
ridiculous.
dude. Like,
Oh,
dude,
I haven't. I don't.
like,
I don't. That stuff just pops up. I don't follow the people or whatever.
I love it. I'm
But
actually
they started coming after me.
embracing it. I know, dude. I love it. Like, listen. I'm gonna embrace it all. It's here. We deserve it all because when you win, that's what happens. And
I need
bring
to-
on some more.
I need to like people. I think people think I work for you or something because like people are like, you just defend him. I'm like, defend him. I'm just telling you what's happening from my perspective.
Yes.
That's all I'm doing as a
And
media
there's nothing
member.
to defend. We literally do it the right way. There's nothing even to defend.
Well, no,
We're literally
but
just saying,
it's all the made up stuff. Like you guys declined going up to 3A last year, and I'm like,
no, I didn't do anything.
it's not how that happens, folks.
Dude, they're stupid. They're like, honestly, people just want to, they don't know and they spew some stuff. And
Well,
but
like I
listen,
said, it comes from Dale. Dale talks about that, man. He talks about how the Cowboys were like this well-liked team over their first couple Super Bowls,
yeah.
and then that '94 year, all of a sudden, it was just like he'll talk about it, where it's just like
they're
everywhere
like,
you
yes,
go,
they're
everybody
freaking-
hates you, and it's like you just like
They're
this
the
for
devil.
you.
You know what? It is what it is. We're going to do it right. We're not going to do it the wrong way. And if we happen to win again, then that's what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting.
What I
again,
would
but-
say is, like, in all seriousness, well, if you're going to catch us now, because you did lose a bunch of seniors this year, right? And important positions on top of it. So if you're going to catch us, this is the year to catch us.
But I'll tell you what, I told somebody the other day, why not make this our best team ever coming up now?
Well, you got to have that attitude and everything. I'm more of that's why I wouldn't be a good head coach, but I'm more of a jokester on this stuff where I take it seriously and I'm
dude,
competitive, but people look at me and they go, you're not very competitive. You don't believe in it. And I'm like, nah, you just don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it.
You don't see it from the back.
I'll say this. We got a filthy wide receiving core and skill sets coming back. Filthy.
Wait, where are you recruiting these kids from?
They've been here since kindergarten, but
That's a
everybody
joke.
thinks they transferred in
Well,
last year. And I know it's
I mean, I had a
they're
conversation.
kindergarten kids.
I had the conversation the other day with the East Valley school that just got a new head coach. And, and it's like, hey, you hopefully we'll have them on here soon. But, when I was talking, it was like, what's your plan here to grow this? Because they're just losing out where I am. You could throw a rock and hit 6 different high schools, and
Dude,
6 miles, and
so-
you can triple the high school amount within 6 miles, right? So like, how do you do it? And he goes, I just need to keep the kids here. That's where I need to start. Get them to stop going to Red Mountain and Queen Creek and Queen Creek ALA and those types of
Is that
schools.
Eastmark? You're talking about Eastmark?
Oh, I'm talking about Desert Ridge, right there.
Oh,
but
I honestly
you got Skyline, Desert Ridge, Eastmark.
right there.
Queen Creek is literally 4 miles away from Eastmark, right down the road. You got Chrisman, which is another 4 miles down the road. But then you got
growing,
the
they're
ALA
getting better,
Radiance that's about to open. among the other schools there. And it's just like, wow. So it's just mainly, and a lot of kids go to Red Mountain or Queen Creek ALA right now. Is what it seems to be where they're transferring to. So it's just keeping your kids there is just part of the deal. So that's my question to you, right? Because you lost a lot of kids to Notre Dame Prep and those types of schools, bigger schools than SEA. Are you seeing a lot of those kids wanting to stick around now?
No, well, yeah, actually, yes. What the coolest thing is, I was talking to the coaching staff the other day. I think, and I actually said it in a text literally yesterday. I think this is in the first time in like the last 40 years of SCA football that people, they're not just chasing Brophy, chasing Notre Dame, chasing Pinnacle, they're staying. And it gives me chills because we're doing it the right way and they don't feel like they need to go chase something somewhere else. Right. So we know we're going to be up a level here pretty soon. So I think the kids are like, dang, we're going to be up a level again. Like we're still be playing good football and we're getting better athletes, not better athletes. We have great athletes, but we're getting more athletes.
Yes.
Right. We're keeping them here. Like I had a football interest meeting yesterday. There was 18 kids that didn't play last year that showed up for this football meeting. 18 new kids.
Yeah.
They were already in the school,
enrolled
playing
already.
other sports, and they're like, I want to be a part of this. We had 50 plus at an interest meeting, and that doesn't even include freshmen yet. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, isn't that amazing what winning does? Right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, that's the part. The hard part's going to be if you don't win a championship this year. All the kids that are like, I don't want to be part of this garbage.
No, it's fire Sheehan, dude. It's fire Sheehan. The expectations are a little too high. Like literally, they're a little too high. But we
talked about that. I think we talked about it on air here. I don't think I put anything out there, but I noticed that as well. That parents are like getting a little bored this year during games, whereas last year they were fired up, and this year they're like filing their nails and.
I know. No, dude, that's what we got to renew. My word for the year is renew. Like we got to renew this and keep it going and keep lighting this fire. So we'll see how it goes. Right.
Last thing I got, because I kept you longer just because I want to talk football with you and everything, but. Yeah. Your girls flag football team, state champs this year and everything. I know you support them immensely and everything on that side. I mean, just talk about that program as well, since I have you on there. I know you support them. I mean, we could go basketball and everything else, but since you're the football guy and you supported them immensely with their championship, what's it looking forward for them going forward into next year?
Dude, first of all, I feel like they got three of the best coaches in the entire state. They got Fisher, Bynum, and Bottoms. Those are their coaches. All amazing dudes, all care a lot, all do a good job with coaching girls, which I think would be very difficult. They do a good job of getting a lot out of them, pushing them in certain ways. But honestly, like they return, I think they're only going to lose 3 seniors.
Oh, really?
Maybe a couple more, maybe a couple more, but they return just some absolute stud. Nola Bynum. They got Reader, the quarterback. Dude, they return so many, and the Badleys. So honestly, like I could go out, like I know, like I love that team. I love watching them. I love the passion that the girls have. Like they're wanting to work right now. Like they're lit. Like the girls are starting to lift for flag football right now and starting to work on some stuff and still practice. And they're doing some stuff. And I mean, I love watching the girls do good. Like I told the coaches, I'm like, can we get a banner with like both of our state championships on it? I don't want it by myself. I'm like, can we do something where it's like us together? Because I feel like it's all one program.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. Like, because I love what they're doing. I try to get our boys to support them. They support us. And I love those coaches. And I think just, dude, we won volleyball, football, and football.
Yeah.
And that's the big 3 kind of during that season. And this school is on the up and up right now. And everybody's staying and everything's growing. And our athletes are starting to be seen. And I just love where the girls football program's going. And they're literally just getting started.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we got to do that. I mean, because I've been looking into girls flag football over the last several months, and like Hamilton dominates, and at the 6A level.
Oh, they're
and,
so good though.
Basha and those schools are just like the regular schools, right? They're dominating that level. And then I'm like just down here, and I'm like, what? Girls flag football down there? What the heck?
And I think SCA, especially in sevens, kind of that's why I like to play bigger schools. I think those girls can play with bigger schools. You might not have the same amount of athletes as many, but you're going to have your first wave of girls is pretty dang good. And I think they can compete with like maybe the Hamiltons, I not compete. Hamilton's like number
People,
one in the
people.
entire
Yeah, I was gonna say
nation.
people. Even schools
No.
equal to them struggle to compete with them.
Yeah, so I think they could keep up with the 5As like the Campo Verdes
Yeah.
and like stuff like that. I think they could, and I think they're gonna play them in some tournaments. We'll be able to see because I
That's what I
think
was
they're
saying,
well
yeah.
coached and they're great athletes, smart girls. So
'Cause they do it differently there.
compete.
It's kind of like the flag football there for the girls. It's kind of like I see it like basketball, where they have those tournaments where they go to and play in, and then they
Yep.
have the regular schedule and stuff. You know, it's way different than the
Yeah,
of
it's pretty
course
cool.
tackle football on the boys' side. So, hey, good
Pretty
catching
fun to
up to you.
watch.
Quit being a stranger. I work all the
I know.
time. Mike Sheehan.
Well, I'm
over here.
back. It's football season now. SCA football season started, so it's time to
Yeah,
roll.
well, let me know when practices and stuff are, and at nighttime, not the morning ones. I'm not interested in getting up early. But let me know when practices are and stuff, and I'll come on by and scout the team out and check it out and all that stuff leading up to the season this year. It'll be fun.
Sounds good, man. Thanks, Steve. I
See
appreciate
ya,
it.
and go Bears, whatever.
Yeah, I do it. Let's go, Caleb. Top 10
Hey,
of all time. After
I've
the
got
next-
an old Bears jersey sitting in my house. I should probably give it to you or something. Get it out of my
Please
house.
do. I'll take it all, dude. I'm that guy. So
See you later, man. Have
All
fun.
right.
For
I'll talk to
everybody
you.
else, I appreciate you joining us here on this Wednesday, of course, with Mike Sheehan. Appreciate him coming in and catching up. Wanted to talk all Bears. I had to get caught updated on his Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles, 3-time champion there as well. You know, ASU lost last night in terms of men's basketball. I wanted to get into that. They had the lead 12 minutes to go, ended up losing it. They had UCF in foul trouble. It's just, folks, we're seeing the end of the Bobby Hurley era come here pretty quickly. Of course, they face Arizona next up here this weekend, and and it's a difficult watch now. That was a winnable game yesterday. They should have won that game. We'll get more into that tomorrow as well, leading into that U of A game this weekend. So sorry I didn't get to that, but we had to focus on the Suns at the beginning of this show and these NBA refs. Just to reiterate the top of the show here. And it's interesting enough, I'm not the only one that feels this way. That, like I said, I consider myself a casual NBA thing here. As this will be my last thought left to you guys as we go through this. I consider myself a casual NBA guy, and what I mean is I watch more than most people, but I'm not. Like I said, I don't break down X's and O's, rotations. I don't get into those depths like I do with football and things to that effect. And in my opinion, the NBA refs are ruining the sport. They've poisoned the sport of the NBA basketball with these constant flagrant foul look-ats, hostile act look-ats. To me, a hostile act is if you take a swing at somebody, you constantly jaw with them and cause disruptions in the game. Boop, flagrant foul, technical, whatever, from that side. We're seeing a lot of these refs throw technicals if somebody's just talking to them. Make it a rule. Talk to the refs or don't talk to the refs. Like in soccer, one guy can talk to the ref, and that's usually the captain. Nobody else can do it. So if there's a dispute, the captain has to go up and talk to the ref as the face of the deal. You have to make rules like that. But it's to the point here that I saw this yesterday. Kellen Olson, as I said, great Suns coverage that he does. 98.7 is where he works over there and everything. But he's obviously the big basketball guy, right? And does all of that stuff. He put out a tweet also last night, also complaining about what the NBA has done to its game with these looking at these flagrant fouls and things, even with no foul on the court. They're just randomly going to the review when they don't call a foul on the court. So when you have a casual guy and me, and I understand I'm more not on the casual side than other people, and then a guy that's diehard NBA saying it, national guys are starting to say it. To a certain extent, they have to protect their jobs, as they sponsor that. And then you got the casuals not watching NBA games because of that and stuff. It's time to fix the game. So just to reiterate the beginning part of the show there, if you missed that, go back and take a look at that. McCollum on Business coming up here at 11 o'clock here today as well. Don't forget, tomorrow, we're going to do another morning McCollum on Business tomorrow. 7 a.m. tomorrow on Thursday. We got good results. You guys are liking the morning show. We're seeing the numbers be up there. We're seeing the on-demands be up as well. Don't forget, catch all of our shows, not just on the podcast form here at TME Sports Show. Like and subscribe it on your favorite podcast system, but the YouTube channel as well. Of course, Robat TV also is where we can do that. So, but tomorrow morning show. But we're coming up at 11 o'clock here, business show as well. Thanks to Mike Sheehan for joining us. Dale had to take off early there. They moved up his tea time on him with his beautiful fuchsia shirt, is what we're being told it is. Everybody have a great Wednesday night out there, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.